Good evening, everybody, and welcome. Sailor Nation Sports is back on the air, and we have football live tonight.
And
Quoting Coach Koziak tonight, the Sailors have one mission, back-to-back. What does back-to-back mean? It means back to Ford Field to defend what some people thought would never happen at Mona Shores, a Division II state title. Well, guess what? It did. You know, they say 3 times is a charm, right? Boys, 3 times is a charm.
3 times is the charm, absolutely.
Ford Field was a charm. Sailors came home after a 35-29 victory over a highly ranked and favored Detroit Martin Luther King. For Joe Kanukin, I'm Nick Davos. We have a special guest who's part of the family right now.
Yeah, and I think he's going to be a permanent part of the family. He's like I'll tell you what, if you guys could see the work that this guy has put into his job tonight, you would be seriously impressed. Steve DeLong, thanks for joining us here at Sailor Nation Sports Network. John Vandervelde, the Nexus Realty broadcast booth.
I'm so excited to be here. Just looking forward to giving my input, with the COVID happening and just trying to give my perspective and let people at home understand what's happening on the field. And thanks for asking me to join.
Oh, yeah, and I tell you what, we had our test run with soccer the other evening, and it went great. I actually enjoyed it thoroughly. You weren't able to get there right away, but with the broadcast portion that you were there was fantastic. It was, and I think everybody enjoyed it too. So
well, not only is Steve a great addition to the family, but especially tonight because Steve is an alum of Mona Shores, but yet a teacher at Reeths Puffer. And he and I had the honor of coaching together for 2 years up here in 99 and 2000. So Steve gives a huge perspective about not only the community of Reeths Puffer, but the tradition of Mona Shores, when he played there, when he went to school there. Now he gets to share some of that stuff with all of us.
Well, and Steve and I actually shared a lot of football field together. He graduated in 92. I graduated Coach Jewett. I mean, that was the Jewett years. So, and Coach Preston and Joe Perry and all those guys. That was the freshman JV and varsity football coaches there.
You guys shared the field, together as colleagues. I got to share the field with you coaching at that other school, Muskegon, and I coached against you guys.
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
yes, you did.
Fine bottle of wine. The older the better. I think I'm
kicking
it right now, boys. But it's great to have Steve. We're excited to be back. And, we can't think, we're back because the governor and the MHSAA felt it was safe. But more importantly, the citizens of Muskegon, the citizens of our great state did the right thing by masking up, social distancing, and doing everything to get the COVID pandemic under control. We're able to play football, Stevie.
Absolutely, and I was talking to Coach Koziak before the game, and I said, how do you feel? He goes, what do you mean, how do I feel? I'm on the football field. I'm ready to go, and so I think that's just the consensus of everyone. Let's play football. We're happy to be here, and it's game night.
Yeah, and now we're down to 33 seconds. Joe, keys to the game. You got any keys to the game?
Well, Steve and I were just talking about it, and I'll let Steve's got
keys
some.
Keys to the game, buddy.
Steve
what do you got for us?
Keys to the game tonight.
Well, for Mona Shores, I think they just have to play their game. The first game of the season, go out, show your identity. Another key to the game is I think it's how the new starters are going to respond. Obviously, some positions have to be filled from last year, and how are those players going to step in? And then lastly, is Mona Shores going to be able to – I'm listening to the fight song in the background. Is Mona Shores going to be able to dominate physically? We know they're a physical team, and what's going to happen up front? For Reeths Puffer, I think they have to control the clock, time of possession, keep the ball away from Brady Rose and company. I think they have to – how are they going to respond to sudden changes? Mona Shores is going to have some big plays. How's Reeths Puffer going to react to that? Yep. And lastly, like all first games, limit their turnovers.
We got Team Bard next to us over here doing the stats. They're down to father and one son because of COVID, so they're going to be rotating bases here. They'll be giving us the stats at the end of each quarter. We're going to stand for our national anthem. We'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll take a quick break while we do that.
This football contest in freedom.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we
All right. And the national anthem, great rendition, recorded obviously, but still it never gets old.
No,
it means the beginning of another football contest, and here we are, crosstown rivals.
And
Mona Shores against Reeths Puffer.
Beautiful.
It's absolutely beautiful.
That cloud in the sky, the sun's going to be setting soon.
You know, when they talk about football weather, I think everyone knows what we mean by football weather, and tonight's certainly football weather.
This is it.
This is beautiful. Yeah.
This is it. So we need to thank the 94 people right now that we have joining us live. We are going to be switching over to audio only here in just a few moments. So if you want, the Reeths Puffer link for the video is in the Sailor Nation Sports Network feed. You can still get in on that. We'll cut to the field whenever we can, but we can't show any of the gameplay.
And the reason that we're doing audio only is?
It's the home field advantage to be able to do live stream video if they have the capabilities of doing that. We still have the ability to do audio, so anything that we have that's going to be at home will be the ones broadcasting it live, all video.
And the Sailors won the toss. They have deferred to the second half, so they'll be kicking off to start this ball game. Coach Koziak's 10th year at the helm. The defending Division II state champions are on the field in defense of their title. Next week at Muskegon, on the road for the first 2 games this year. Keegan DeKuyper teeing it up, and we are getting ready to play the greatest sport around. Sailor football is underway. It's a high end and overhead. Sailor taking it, this Puffer taking it at the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Nice return down to about the 38-yard line. The Rockets in excellent field position.
It's a great return for Reeths Puffer to start off the game.
Yep, and we talked about it before we started this broadcast. This is a dress rehearsal for every high school varsity team this Friday. It's a dress rehearsal. Some of them have tougher opponents than others. This is a crosstown rivalry. It doesn't matter where these teams are as far as talent goes. This always plays tough.
Keegan DeKuyper, the kicker, making that tackle. Ball marked at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Rockets. Rockets in the spread formation, 1 back, empty backfield, quarterback, the lone back.
You'll see Reeths Puffer throw the ball quite a bit tonight, I believe.
Well, we saw it a lot last night.
That's what I understand.
80% of the time were passes.
And this is a new quarterback, junior Ben Vile for Reeths Puffer.
Vile back, little quick out.
Ben Vile's pass is intended for number 6, Jared Vandenberg.
Vandenberg goes incomplete. Vile attended for Vandenberg, goes incomplete, brings down a 2nd down and 10. Football is right in the middle of the field here on this gorgeous night. We're waiting for maybe 10 more minutes of glare, and we're going to be set to rock and roll.
Yeah, I tell you, this sun is brutal.
Yeah.
You can even see it on the camera. Obviously, we can see it on the camera. You can't, but the camera's even kind of sun spotting out on that.
We got trips to the left, split to the right. Lone back is the quarterback, Vile.
And you
can have a timeout on the field.
You can see a little frustration from Reeths Puffer players. Obviously, they're lined up in the wrong formation, and second play into the game, Reeths Puffer has to take a timeout.
Yeah. So with 11:49 remaining in this opening quarter, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
All the protection you need, nothing you don't. At Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, save on the insurance you need and stop paying for the insurance you don't need. Trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. But the savings don't stop there. We also shop over 16 insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frankenmuth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate. In Muskegon County, trust Ryan Rozecki to start a quote for you today. Visit Ryan at our Norton Avenue office in the Park Place Shopping Center near Goodwill and Pints and Courts Restaurant, or visit lmc.org/insurance to get started.
And
Trips
we're back.
Twins to the top, trips to the left, split to the right. Twins to the right, trips to the left. We're empty. Wild back, a little pass. It is, I can't tell, I can't see, did he catch it?
It was incomplete pass, a little
Incomplete,
short.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. Ball still at the 45-yard line.
So Reeths Puffer showing, I think a little bit of what they're going to do tonight. Two plays, 2 passes.
Well, you're pretty much going to see this same formation. Trips to the top, trips left, twins to the bottom, or you're right, going from left to right on your dial. You're going to be offside on the Sailors. Looks like they jumped that interior, the 1 and 3 technique maybe, jumping. We're going to
legal procedure.
So again, you're seeing both sides of the ball. A little bit of the rust that
going to be against the Rockets. So interior lineman for the Rockets moved.
Well, that's good for the Sailors. That's another frustrating point for the Rockets.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised right here if Reese Puffer just were to take a chance deep. I wouldn't be surprised at all. A couple short passes didn't work out.
Yep. 3-man front for the Sailors. Vial rolling out. It's going to be
That's
set.
a fumble.
All
That's
right.
a fumble. And that's going to be the Sailors' ball. Sailors' ball.
So the Sailors defense plays tough, forces the fumble. Ball's going to be located around the 25-yard line. 1st and 10, Mona Shores. Well, who's going to start at quarterback? It's going to be number 22, the All-State athlete from Mona Shores, Brady Rose, at quarterback.
And watch list candidate for Player of the Year in the state of Michigan.
Yes, he is. Trips left, split to the right. Johnson, offset fullback. Brady Rose. Johnson going to carry the ball. Johnson's going to pick up about 2 yards on the carry. Elijah Johnson. Elijah was brought up last year as a 10th grader. Saw some action on special teams and out of the slot this year. Put on 30 pounds during the offseason and is starting at fullback.
And remember, this is the first opportunity that both of these teams have seen game speed. The only thing they've been able to do is play against each other, scrimmage against second strings, the defensive players, sometimes third strings. So this is true game speed for them for the first time.
Elijah shifts over to the left. In motion, the slot. Brady Rose is going to keep the ball. Brady's going to get the first down.
Wow, he lowers his head.
Certainly did the delivering
Brady
of the
going to
blow
get down
on
to
that
about
one.
the 15-yard line. Yeah, Brady delivers punishment instead of receiving punishment.
Clark on the tackle for the Rockets. Gain of 8 will bring up 3rd down.
Brady just short of the first round, bring up a 3rd and 2. Ball's marked at the 24-yard line. Sailors over here on the left hash. That would be closest to the visitor side here at Rocket Stadium. Brady going to keep the ball. Brady's going to get that first down and about 2 extra.
You know, one of the interesting things with such a sparse crowd due to COVID is that the signals, the calls, they can all be heard on the field, and so the communication between the offense and defense can be heard by both teams, and so that'll be an interesting dynamic, kind of a cat and mouse game as it goes on,
Absolutely.
too.
Twins to the top, twins to the bottom. Johnson, the lone back, 1st and 10, ball at the 13. Little counter coming back. It's going to be
It's a
right
beautiful
touchdown.
Beautiful fake, beautiful
What
run.
was that, Stevie? Number 10 or 11? Couldn't see here with the sun.
11.
Number 11.
Elijah Farnham, I believe.
Yep, the sophomore getting the nod.
When you guys get to see the replay of this, we are actually able to use the Lake Michigan Insurance replay for that, and I was able to watch that. Boy, what an absolute joy it is to watch them execute that stuff.
Well, the
Fantastic.
line, the guy
everything,
pulling like that, just
everything.
leading around was just perfect.
You know, and I think it's going to be plays like that where early on in the season the defense is going to react because they see the ball going one direction. The misdirections could be
Keegan DeKuyper's kick is up and good. So the Sailors score with 9:51 remaining here in the first quarter. It's game 1 of 6 this year. I say 6 because of COVID. Your score, Mona Shores 7, Reeths Puffer 0. We'll be right back.
Looking to buy or sell? Look no further than our broadcast booth sponsor, John Vandervelde at Nexus Realty. Give him a call at 231-759-3634 or go see him at 880 West Broadway Avenue in Muskegon. Nexus Realty, team-based real estate professionals.
All the protection you need, nothing you don't. At Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, save on the insurance you need and stop paying for the insurance you don't need. Trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. But the savings don't stop there. We also shop over 16 insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frankenmuth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate.
I want to welcome everyone back. 9:51 remaining. If you weren't here, Sailors score on a 5-play drive. March 35 yards. And for Mr. Farnham going the distance for the touchdown. Put Sailors up 7-0.
Say again, Johnny.
Kick goes out. Much better coverage on the kickoff team this time.
Much better. They broke through the wall and were able to get down and make a solid tackle. Yep. And I think tackling is going to be a big part of this game, too, with not much practice time. What teams tackle the best, too, will be a big key to this game.
Yep. No scrimmages, no veer camp, no, just a lot of no's this year that we weren't able to do. So, yeah, like Joe said, it's going to be, a process of understanding what you can and can't do with the talent that you have. I formation now for the Rockets.
Good shot, Johnny.
Going to go a little bit of power right here. So you change from a total spread, no back look, to old-fashioned school back in the 70s and 80s of power football.
And I don't think there's any doubt that's a result of what happened the first possession.
Right.
2 incomplete passes, the rollout and the fumble.
Too much overall speed by the Sailors in order to try to spread them out.
Coach Bird's trying to settle the Rockets down.
We've got an I-80 off tackle. It's a power
beautiful
6
defense
back in the day. Back when I played in the 70s, left was odd. I'm sorry, left was even, right was odd. Now it's just switched around. And Muskegon was the only school back then to do it that way. Everybody else was, the other way, the wrong way.
Yeah.
3rd down and 5 balls marked at the 30-yard line. We're 8-55 counting down here in the opening quarter. And it's conference action only here so far this year, and probably for most schools around the state of Michigan. Rocco's going back, goes incomplete.
And he had his receiver open.
He did.
Just overshot him.
Again, I think there's a lot of jitters with this being the first time that they get this game speed. Everybody's still trying to adjust. Flag on the play. Illegal formation against Reese Puffer.
So probably they'll move him back, I would think, with the 3rd and 5 moving back.
I'd like to thank the 113 people listening to the audio this evening.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was a 3rd down. Yeah, no, so they'll decline it, bring up 4th down. Yep, 4th and 5. It's going to put the Rockets in a punting situation. Coach Bird, 2nd year here, Steve. What do you got?
He spent 13 seasons at Grand Ledge. He went 88-43, took the team 9 playoff appearances and a Division I semifinal in 2015. He brings a lot of experience. He's brought a lot of excitement to community at Reese Puffer, and it's just going to be a matter of time before they're really competitive.
What is he doing here at Reese Puffer as far as a job?
Sure. So he's dean of students, and he's in charge of now with COVID situation, the virtual students, and monitoring their progress.
All right, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Sailors. Their 2nd possession of the game.
Their own 45. 7-0. First quarter of play here. First Friday Night Lights football. And we're about 5, maybe 10 minutes away from that sun finally going to somewhere where I don't have to stare at it anymore.
But it'll still be it's going to be a gorgeous night.
It is going to be fantastic.
And we got the presence of Steve DeLong with us tonight. How about that, guys?
You can you can only count yourself blessed.
Yeah.
It's only my first night. Don't talk me up too much.
Barnum carrying the ball.
Pierce.
Flag on the play. Looks like it might be holding.
Keandre Pierce on the carry.
Oh, false start.
Yep.
Illegal shift against Mona Shores. So those of you joining us, 113 people.
Wow, that's
Again,
great.
Thank you very much. Audio only. Obviously, we'd love to bring you all the video that we're able to see. We are recording as much of it as possible so we can play it back at the end of this game, hopefully yet tonight. And we also want to thank the sponsors that have helped us get all this stuff. Of course, the Sailor Classic, Lake Michigan Insurance, our instant replay sponsor, and John Vandervelde of Nexus Realty is our broadcast booth sponsor. Thank you to all of them.
Brings up a 1st and 15. Ball is going to be marked at the 40. We're 8 and change counting down here in the open corner. Offset back, Elijah Johnson. And break one tackle.
And they did not change anything. That was exactly the same play.
Can I see your roster a minute there, buddy? Thanks.
Oh, that sun. Here we go.
Pierce, the ball carrier. Brings up a 2nd down and 10 for the Sailors. A pickup of 5. Balls marked right about the 44-yard line. One back. Johnson carrying the ball. Johnson's going to pick up
another flag on the
5. Play. Flag on the play again. Oh, wait a minute. Where? No flag.
Oh, I thought I saw him throw a flag.
Yeah, I did too. No flag.
Well, it sure looked like one.
3rd down and 4 for the Sailors. Ball right in the middle. A little bit more toward the west end here of Rocket Stadium. That would be the home side.
Looks like Mona Shores is going a little unbalanced to the our side here.
Yep. Tight end to the left. Johnson, the lone back.
Nice. Looks like he's going to get enough for the first down, just enough.
Good effort.
Oh, that sun's going to be beautiful sunset tonight.
Now we're talking.
Yep.
And Coach D, what's up? This is Dominic Melton, tuned in, listening to Coach D.
Hey, Dominic, how you doing, buddy? Dominic played on my 1998 team with Aaron. Aaron James was my quarterback back then. We won a game, last played a game. The Dominic Melton, all 6'5", trips right, split left. Aaron James and Dominic. Dominic, love you, buddy. Hope all is well. Tight end to the left. Elijah Johnson in motion. To the left, going to go in motion. A little roll out. Farnham's good. Oh! Looked downfield before he caught it.
Again, some of those jitters.
Some of the
Pierce on the reception.
You expect those catches to be made, but clearly he's excited to catch the ball and get going, and I think that's what happens when you don't have some of those scrimmages and the off-season workouts.
So just to give a little bit of clarification to our fans that are listening, audio only here. If you would like to view the video, Reese Puffer is providing that video. Their link is in our page feed, the Sailor Nation Sports Network page feed. You can get to that from there.
Boy, we're seeing a lot of tight end looks so far early in the game, which we didn't see many last year.
Elijah Johnson looks like he's running a little bit too up and down. It seems like if he got his head down just a little bit more, he'd probably get through that line a little bit easier.
And I think that might be, and here we're going to have a spread look, but that might be just a case, too, of just settling the nerves down, get some running plays in. I think we do have the strength up front. It's just a matter of whether we can execute it.
Trips right, split left. Elijah Johnson split off to the left. It's going to be Brady Rose fake. Brady Rose is going to keep the ball. Boy, Brady Rose just drops that helmet. And wow.
What's so interesting in watching Brady Rose run is that you would think that the way he plows through there, he's a fullback. He's just got the horsepower of a Clydesdale and the size of a hummingbird. That's how he moves. It's just crazy.
The low center of gravity.
So he's got like a hummingbird head and like a Clydesdale body. Is that what
it's an amazing thing to visualize.
Steve and I are trying to get a visual of what. Now, does he have wings on the body though? Does he like float?
You've seen him play. You tell me.
Yes, he does.
Great run. Great second effort.
Yep. Elijah Johnson. I tell you, you look at Elijah Johnson now. He's maybe 5'7", 5'8", but his leg. He put on 30 pounds during the offseason. He's got tree trunks now, and he's as strong and quick as he was. One of the fastest kids on our team.
And I don't think there's any doubt that Mona Shore's off-season workout program is known across the state and how they develop players.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Powerlifting has been huge for Mona Shores and Coach Kozak. 1st and 10, ball at the 26, 4:35, counting down, opening quarter, twins to the top, split left. Tight end to the right. Johnson in motion. Pierce carrying the ball. Boy, I thought it was going to be a flag for him. I thought Elijah shot upfield just a step too tuned.
And in addition to having that extra tight end, but they're also throwing safe passes, get Brady in the flow of the game, get the players in the flow.
Yeah,
nothing
long.
I like the way Coach Koziak's starting out this game. I think he's executing the game plan, which is one of the keys.
And, we were talking about this last night at the JV level. All of our JV kids went up as freshmen for the state championship run. Brady downfield, little slant. Oh, nice ball. Is that number 4? Is that Gary Humphreys?
That is Gary.
Yeah,
that is
Gary Humphreys
Humphrey,
with the Gary Humphreys with the catch from Brady Road. Now we were talking that was 5, 10. It's almost a 20-yard pass. But
they ran a slant and they tried to run a wheel, which means the receiver goes behind to try to open up the space, and Brady read it exactly correct.
Brings up a 3rd and 5. Twins to the top and bottom. Elijah Johnson carry the ball is going to pick up about 3 yards maybe on the carry.
Nick, I got to tell you, your son came up with probably the best description. I said the hummingbird Clydesdale thing. He said a Pegasus, perhaps. Yes, there you go.
Yes.
So kudos to Nick for coming up with that.
Thank you, Nicholas, down in Charlotte, North Carolina. He says, Dad, we're going to get 3 to 6 inches of rain. Well, you remember, Nick, because he came up here when we were coaching. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's coaching football down in Charlotte, and I'm a grandfather now. My little granddaughter, Kinsley. Give my love to Caitlin, his mother-in-law, Gwen, are down there. And, son, it's a beautiful night. I remember when you were little, and Coach Long is working with us.
Many people.
Top and bottom. Fullback Johnson is going to see a little counter coming around.
Beautiful call.
Oh, my God, nice call. That's
Beautiful
number
call.
11 carrying the ball right there. That's Elijah Farnham, the sophomore. And Elijah goes in for the touchdown.
And it was exactly the same play they scored.
Yeah, right, yeah. Hey, listen, if it works right, it may work right. Go to the well till it comes up dry.
Absolutely.
Watching the instant replay on our side, you'll be able to see it later. We do have that recorded. Beautiful call. Honestly, you get down into this end of the field, they've scored twice on it. I'd keep going to the well as long as you possibly can.
Noah Dyke should have put that in for Muskegon week right there. That's a nice little play.
You're not supposed to say that on air, Nick.
Muskegon's not listening right now. They're live streaming their own stuff down in Holland. The Kuiper. The kick is up. It is good. Who's the holder? Is Brady the holder? Yeah, Brady's the holder. Yep, Brady Rose. So the Sailors have gone up 14-0, 3:21 remaining here in the opening quarter. Game 1 of 6 this season. Everybody makes the playoffs. So every team is guaranteed 7 games this year.
So if we could stay here, just one question. We have a lot of people. Thank you very much. 131 people listening to us tonight. Still a lot of confusion as to what's going on. So just to explain a little bit while we have the break, MHSAA put it out that everybody has the ability to live stream this year. And there's a lot of teams, a lot of schools that didn't have the capability that we already had put together. What they have done is they have given every home team the home field advantage to actually be the ones to host the live stream and give the opportunity for them to raise money by charging for that live stream. It does leave us at a little bit of a disadvantage when we might have in the past been able to stream the video. We can only stream the video at home unless the team that we're visiting does not have the capability of doing that live stream from the video side of it. Reeths Puffer sounds like they only have the video itself, no field sound or anything. I'm not sure how they've got their stuff set up. We're hoping that you're able to listen to us and watch that feed. Again, we're doing the best we can with what we got, and we'll continue to do so.
Now, so do people have the option then, with that said, do people have the option to watch them now and listen to us? And
yes.
How can they do that?
You have to be, it is a pay, I believe it's $5 to get in, and the link for that, if you would like to watch it, is on our Sailor Nation Sports Network. And it is $5. I have heard through the comments on here that it is delayed compared to ours, so I'm not sure exactly what is going on. So obviously the video is delayed from our audio. There are several radio stations here that are also broadcasting tonight. 107 is here, MUS, as well as 98.3. Mike Taylor and Matt Chapkus, who last year were with the Muskegon Big Reds, now working for 98.3 WLCS. So we're sharing the booth with some pretty good people here.
So there are multiple ways there. There are some ways they can actually see it live right now, but listen to us. That would be a good situation, people.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can do that, and again, it sounds like we are quite a bit ahead of what the video stream is giving. So again, that we have nothing to do with. So we can't even talk to them. They're over on the other side. I would presume they're in the home side booth over there. But again, we will be here doing what we can. But actually, we do have the ability every now and then to kind of cut to some video here and there, which we will do throughout the game. We're just not allowed to show any of the live play on the field. Right now, number 5 is being helped off the field from Reeths Puffer Rockets. McNeil with a little bit of maybe a knee or ankle. Does it look like, Steve?
Yeah, looks like it might be an ankle.
I think it was an ankle.
We certainly hope he's okay. Thoughts and prayers are with him for a speedy recovery.
There's also a hold on the kick return as well, which moves the Rockets back.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Ball's going to be marked at the 20-yard line. 3:14 remaining here in what's really been quite a long first quarter.
It has, but the interesting part is that Mona Shores has controlled the game. And so Reeths Puffer, it's been a great game on the Mona Shores side.
Back's going to go out here. We've seen a little pass inside. Caught. Nice stick.
I want to take us back to last year when we 2 years ago rather, when we played against Reeths Puffer. The last couple of years, we've struggled to close these games out, and they made it more of a game than what it actually was. I hope that's not the case right now. We seem to be in the driver's seat when we're.
The score last year was 33-13, and if you were at the game or you watched the game, it did not feel like a 33.
No,
it
was more of a struggle.
23.
Yes,
it was
that's
a struggle.
Beautiful, nice sack.
Carson Merrihew coming off that defensive end spot right there for a second sack of the game for Kirsten Merrihew.
And it'll be interesting that last completion, Ben Weil. I know Coach Bird from Reeths Puffer is really high on Ben. It'll be interesting that kind of settles down his nerves a little bit, maybe settles the team down, and if they can get something going.
What grade is the quarterback in?
He's in 11th grade, junior.
What's that, junior?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good for him. Merrihew coming hard. Pass goes incomplete. So it's going to put the Sailors in a nice position again on this 3rd and 14, holding the Rockets to really a long yardage play. Most likely, in theory, it would be a passing play. They've got really very few yards rushing the ball. We're going to get the stats shortly from Team Bard over to our left. They've been kind enough to help us out in the past. And
what awesome statisticians, too. I tell you what, they have been fantastic the last couple of years that they've been involved.
Trips right, split left, lone back. Rolling out, it's going to go pass, goes incomplete. It's going to bring up a 4th and 14 passing situation.
Mona Shores brought the pressure that time. They didn't have anyone deep. It looked like they went man-to-man coverage, and I think that was Brady Rose who put pressure on Ben Weil, the quarterback.
Chalkin was a couple of other people that are trying to sync up the stream, the video and the audio. It sounds like you can pause our live stream, and it will hold back about 4 or 5 seconds in some cases. It depends probably what your streaming service is as well. You might have to play around with that, but you might be able to sync it up a little bit better.
Steve, situation for you. You got All-State player Brady Rose, can do everything for you. But now he's your starting quarterback all the time. There's a punt. We'll finish this up in a minute. Short little punt. It's going to take a rocket bounce. It's touch at about the 42. You got your starting quarterback. Starts as a defensive back as well, but is also on the special team. Risky?
It is risky, but I think we've heard this term for the past year. It's Brady Rose.
Right. And, do everything, Brady
And if you
Rose.
Took him off the field, how do you think he's going to feel? He's going to be in Coach Koziak's ear, and I don't think anyone on the field would want him off the field.
Right. And then who do you replace him with? Who's going to be that?
You just don't.
Yeah, right. And you just hope and pray that the kid, and he's durable. He's as durable as they come.
He is.
Farnham in motion, or is that Pierce? That's Pierce. Country Pierce.
Double
behind.
Double
pass. Oh,
Wide
look at that.
open. Oh my God.
Nice cut.
Touchdown.
Beautiful. Oh, my goodness.
God. Coach Koziak pulled a play from Noah Dykstra last night. We did at our place, the double pass, and it was going to Jake Nana. Nana fell down at the 2-yard line with 13 seconds before halftime.
And I'm not going to lie, I sat in the film room with Reese Puffer defensive backs this week, and they knew that play was coming, but obviously
oh, my God,
he
could have been even more open than that.
Mark Konechny on the touchdown pass, the backup quarterback.
I'll tell you what, and that is how you're going to have to utilize that skill right there.
Mark Konechny has got probably the strongest arm on the team. His dad coached with us last year, and Mark is just a great kid, and glad to see him because he was fighting for the job. He was fighting for the quarterback.
And he's put in a ton of off-season quarterback work. I know Mark's working with Ryan Van Dyke, who's a former college quarterback, and there's a number of area quarterbacks that are working with him to improve.
And
I know
dividends,
for all of them, I know Drew Collins at Montague has come down and working. Owen Worthington at Grand Haven's working with Ryan Van Dyke, and so you know he wants to be out there.
Oh yeah.
It's just he has Brady Rose in front of him, but I'm sure as the season goes on, they're going to find ways to mix him in.
We found it right here. And if this continues at this rate, I could see Mark being the whole second half.
Sure.
Absolutely. Get Brady out of there.
That's how you got to give him that game speed. You have to give him that game speed to be able to do it.
And varsity game speed is so much different than JV game speed, which is so much different than freshman. What Mark needed.
I have to interrupt you just a little bit. We just got a shot of our banner, our brand new banner that we were able to show Sailor Nation Sports Network. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I had to let everybody know that was our brand new banner. Thanks to Classic Stamp and Sign for making that happen. Brad Peters, yes.
So it's 21-0. We're still in. We're still in the first quarter, kids.
And I'm not going to lie, Nick. This is not what I saw coming.
Really?
It's a rivalry game, and I know it's the first game, and people haven't practiced very much, but I'm surprised. Mona Shores looks sharp.
Yep.
And I would hate to say it, but Reese Puffer looks just the opposite.
They look like they've picked up where they left off. Quite honestly,
yeah, right.
Mona Shores does.
Yep.
Little bit of rust, but
at the 15,
beautiful cover.
The speed of Mona Shores, they look faster this year than last year. They are just flying around right now.
And I think with the early confidence, the scoring, the stops on defense, now those younger players are feeling good, and now they're going to start flying around even more. And
the confidence level is just gone skyrocketed, Steve.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great point. Dave Check, defensive coordinator, Mike Koziak helping out with the signal, along with Tom Grimm. Quarterback, little handoff there off the power. Look,
I'll tell you, this defense has been lights out. They have been just lights out.
That was a hard hit by Gary Humphrey, that's for sure.
Brought down by a host of Sailors. Gain of 3 brings up second down and 7.
Got a thanks from Lon Cross listening from Traverse City. He's able to pick us up.
Gary Humphreys on that last tackle. Flying out. Gary is so fast, too. Twins to the top, tight end to the right. A little counter track. Quarterback's going to keep the ball. Going to be knocked down by number 17 right there.
And that was a run-pass option where Ben rolled to the left, and he had a receiver, which I think he actually probably made the wrong read because he had the receiver in the flat. And once again, those are experience things, whether that's lack of practice
and you got a right-hand quarterback rolling hard out to the left, so he's got to turn. And you being a all-state quarterback, you know that some of these little idiosyncrasies. It's tough.
And it's when the mechanics show up.
Right, exactly. You know, it's nice that you got a guy that knows some football here, too, though, with us. You know that?
Well, you know a little bit of football.
Well, I know a little bit, too, but Steve might know just a little
I
bit.
tell you, it brings another dynamic to the game.
Does. It brings a great dynamic.
This is a great start to this season.
Yeah.
You know, the volleyball, and then we were able to bring him in on soccer.
Yep.
And it's just great to have
And
sports
next week,
back.
Next week,
Muskegon.
we're at Muskegon, the new turf, the new stadium that's been
gonna be
redone.
fun.
That's going to be exciting. Made connection with faculty manager Terry Clark, so we're all set for our situations already. I just want to let Steve know that he may think he's on top of you, but I'm weeks ahead of him, okay? Brings up a 2nd and 13. We're inside a minute here in the first quarter.
You didn't realize I talked to Terry last week.
Did I mention we had breakfast at Cherokee? Oh, God, this is going to be a great
So
game.
57 seconds left in the first quarter here. 21-0. Your Sailors are in the driver's seat.
Penalty's going to move the Rockets back. It's going to be 2nd down 18. Ball's going to be marked, looks like at the 6 or 7 yard line. Vile rolling out to his right, saving there, and it is incomplete.
You know, and as I watched the play develop from up here, obviously Vile rolled to the right, and the tight end on the other side actually went to the left side. I was wondering if it was going to be a throwback, but once again, I think he ran the wrong route. So you're getting those early season mistakes, which when you're down 21-0, boy, those will just compound on one another.
Here's a first for Mona Shores since I've been there with the various coaches, but with Coach Kozak in particular, but they've brought a freshman up, a lineman. Sailors are a little banged up on that offensive line, and it's a big kid. And our freshman team is physically bigger up front than we are. They're just blessed, well coached by Jamie Millis and a host of assistants.
And that's Luke Emmons who was brought up.
Yeah.
And then I was on the field talking to, I think it was Coach Terpstra, but Coach Kozak has only brought up 3 freshman players. Terrence Taylor, who actually is coaching across the field for Reeths Puffer.
Is Terrence coaching over there now?
He is.
Oh, my.
Tyree.
Yeah,
which we
Tyree
all
right
know,
away.
and now Luke Emmons. So he's in pretty good company.
Yeah.
Terrence played for the University of Michigan. He was at Muskegon.
Mm-hmm. What number is he, freshman?
76.
Oh, there he is. 6'3". Yeah, oh, yeah, he's only 6'3", 285.
Only.
Yeah, only. So you think he'll play JV ball next year? Yeah, probably not.
Keeping it on the ground.
Nice stick.
Yeah, I think that was just giving them some room to punt the ball. You had 3rd and a mile.
Yeah, well, you
to
had
go.
3rd and 21. Now it's 4th and pickup of about 1 or 2. So it'll be 4th and 19 on the pickup of 2. We're still 24 seconds left in this first quarter.
And these are the dangerous ones. You don't have much room to punt the ball. It'll probably be a low kick. You have Brady Rose back. It'll probably be returnable.
And I wouldn't think there'd be much of a rush because you just don't want to rush it. No, look, nobody hardly even going.
Oh, well, not a long
high
kick,
punch,
but
not
it's
a long
high.
kick. Just got to get out of the way.
Boy, you don't want to leave the Sailors with this kind of a
punt. It wasn't a bad punt, 32 yards.
And it looks like Mark Konechny's in the game.
Yeah,
I don't know if it looks like Brady's putting on some gloves, so I'm guessing Mark's going in at quarterback.
Yeah, Brady's day may be done.
He's in the game, but maybe at quarterback. We'll see.
Yeah.
End of the first quarter here. Your Sailors up 21-0 and definitely driving this ship. That is for certain. We're going to take a couple of minutes break, and we'll be right back.
Want to welcome everyone back. It's the Division II state champions in defense of their title. On the road for Game 1, on the road for Game 2, but we are at Rocket Stadium here on the beautiful campus of Reeths Puffer High School. Stephen Long, Joe Kanukin, Kim and Codis up at the Bird's Nest.
And Johnny Hall down on the
Hall,
field.
that's
He's
right,
getting
Johnny
all
on the
kinds of
field.
great shots, and we're happy to have him down there.
Konechny with the quarterback keeper.
Mark Konechny, the keeper play.
So the starting JV quarterback, Mark Konechny, in there at the helm of the Sailors.
Marco Field
Boy, Mark's got to feel good now. Boy, he's going to get a solid 3/4 of action. And he may just see, too, with Landon Thalman maybe coming in, depending on what the score is going to be.
And I'm sure after that touchdown pass and Mark being in the game, Mark Sr.'s pretty happy, too.
Yeah. Brady Rose. Pass over the head of Brady Rose.
Just couldn't get the ball set in his hand before he threw it.
When you get a chance, watch Matt on the sideline. Mark overthrows it. Mark's throwing it. Just like he blows a gasket there a minute, But, the expectations are high. Mark wanted to work. Mark thought maybe he should start. Now he's in there. He better perform.
Well, and you have a great opportunity to get into this game with a 21-point lead. It's almost starting with like a handicap in golf,
right.
having that
just
that
relax and have fun.
Yes.
Just relax and have fun. Johnson carrying the ball. Look at Johnson, just a freight train.
And right there, that was a great read on the veer.
A few people are saying fumble.
Fumble. Sailor's got the ball back. We got an injured Rocket.
Injured Rocket on the field.
But no, that was a great play. It was a good run.
A good read, too.
Yeah, real good read. And young Mark Konechny is going to have to earn his stripes. He's going to. Expectations are high at every position, but especially offense. Your head coach is your O coordinator, and expectations are high.
It is, and sometimes people might think that's unfair, but that's how the football world works.
Yeah.
But not just for Mark though. I mean, the expectations are high across the board. Those players from the JV team last year that came up here, if you don't think that Coach Koziak's holding to the same standards, probably higher after winning the state championship,
right,
than last year's team. I mean, everyone, you got to step up. If not, someone else is coming up next.
I was blessed with a great group. We went 8-1, one conference. Expectations are high. Trap. Little fullback trap in there. Number 6, the ball carrier. Boy, I didn't bring my glasses. Here's it. Quan Farnham.
You need your glasses. How did you not?
Kyrie Hamill.
Oh, Kyrie Hamill. Yep. Yeah, I'm just. This COVID has just screwed me up. So,
Kyrie's a player that's been on the varsity for this will be his third year.
Absolutely.
Yep. 10:35, second down and 10. Ball's at the 17-yard line. So do you think you're going to see a change in offensive play calling out with Konechny in there? Or do you just keep doing what you're doing?
I think with the end result, I think you're going to get his feet wet, so to speak.
Yep.
He's reading the veer. They let him run one time. They threw the one pass. They're going to bring him in easily, I think. And now that they're in scoring position, they might run a combination route, but I think they're going to keep it pretty simple.
Yep, agreed. Konechny going to carry the ball. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to be about 3, maybe 4 yards short. He's put on 20 pounds during the offseason. Looks good, lifted.
So we have 3,286 people have now become members of the Sailor Nation Sports Network.
Family is growing leaps and bounds.
I think by the end of the season we'll be over 3,300.
I hope so. Jump. Nice job by the offense. Nice cadence by Mark.
4th down. That is a huge mistake.
Yeah. And mistakes cost.
Yes.
It's like it gives the Sailors a first down, I got to believe. Yeah, first down.
For those of you who are going to be watching the replay of this, understand we're doing something completely different here. We're trying to record the cameras that we have going right now at the stadium as well as broadcast live, only the audio, which is it's understanding a lot of the software and the depth that it can go. And we can't thank the Sailor Classic enough. They're the ones that were able to get us the equipment that we have right now. And Lake Michigan Insurance, the software itself specifically.
Johnson in motion, turns into a trip set. We got a slant, looks like a touchdown. Mark Konechny connects for his first varsity touchdown of his young career.
And that was a fantastically designed play. They put Brady in motion, used him as a decoy. They ran the slant, touchdown.
Mark's got to feel good. You know his mom and dad got to feel good.
Absolutely.
They're sitting right down here to our right. There's no doubt about it.
We got Mr. and Mrs. Farnham are down there.
Roberson's down below.
Yeah. Boy, if I had those 4 kids on the JV team, I'd miss a few practices here and there. It'd be all right. But we got to work hard having fun. Got a nice staff. Trent Eckerly is with me, Noah Dykstra, Jerry Holdren, Todd Conrad is the D coordinator, doing a great job. Good to have Todd with us. Todd and I coached a year or two together when my son was playing back in the day.
So did you talk about your win last night? Did you tell the score?
Let's talk about freshman and JV.
Yeah,
let's talk about it.
We can do that. JV won under new head coach Jamie Millis, 40-36, and our JVs pulled out a squeaker, 28-26. And I'm going to give a lot of kudos. Puffer's coaching staff really did a nice job with those kids because they were not very good as freshmen.
And I can tell you that Coach Bird is very excited about the coaches that they have at the JV level. Austin Welpley, Brett Hershey, Aaron Screenis. He's really happy. And those are the types of things, as you can see, it's a 28-0 game, but you have to have a good coaching staff in place. And Mona Shores does. Matt's established that. Reese Puffer has to back to the games. But
exactly. In fact, God, Aaron and I are the originals, and this is my 19th year at Mona Shores.
Wow.
And, I'm having it all. But talk to Butch Addig, who played for me at Muskegon. He said, well, Bird's got the coaches he wants now.
Yes.
And that's what that's what you need to establish a program. So they're going to kick off, and they're going to take it down. The Rockets take it down to about the 35. If there's been one little flaw a chink in the armor, it's the kickoff team. I would think it doesn't look as crisp. It's not as sharp. Giving up too much, Steve. Would you agree with that a little bit?
Couldn't agree more. And the nice thing about special teams is those things are pretty easily fixed once you watch the film. You can see who didn't stay in their lane, who didn't take on the block, things like that. But I mean, if there's a negative, that's the one thing so far.
And it's not a huge negative because they haven't broken a touchdown.
Correct.
But what's nice about film, you can ask, well, I did that. Well, I did this. Well, let's see what film, because the eye in the sky is, we say, it never lies.
You got
never
it.
lies.
Yep. I formation. It's the old I-90 look right there, off tackle, and it's going to go for all of about a yard.
I don't have the statistics, nor do I know the total yards that Reese Puffer has, but I'm going to tell you, my eye says they don't have very many yards tonight.
No, every yard has been a struggle for them.
It's less than 100, I bet.
I think it's less than 50.
Yeah, I would say
so?
too.
You think it's that low?
I don't think that they've had the ability to move that.
Just a minute with total yardage for Reese Puffer. Do we got total yardage for Reese Puffer? All right, but that's all I'm going to give you. Slant down the middle, it's a caught, and
that'll add to it.
Okay, now it's maybe up to 60. That was a nice ball.
But that's the thing that Reese Puffer has to do. Now you're down 28-0. You have to start making plays. The mistakes can't happen, or things are just going to get out of hand really quick.
Hey, now, there's been one turnover in the game, which isn't bad for a first game.
Mm-hmm. That was a nice pass, nice route.
Nice ball, yeah. I formation. No. Yep, I formation. Boy, you're really switching around. And, the freshmen and the JV did the same thing. They go spread, and then, when they're in the eye, they're going to run the ball. And it's
Yep, and that was a counter tray look. They pulled both the guard and the tackle. But, they're just not really getting much on the ground to get some Mona Shores front. And I think that's where the physicality of Mona Shores is really showing up.
And when I say bigger, faster, stronger, by bigger, I mean, you just look at the bodies. They're wide bodies up there. They're not 6'5", 6'6", like Muskegon was a few years ago. But these are, 5'10", maybe 6 feet, 6'1" max. But, you're taking 250, 260, 270. There's a nice little stick right there. Pick them up, put them down. There's a kid who was on my JV team last year, DJ Cavanis. He's played for me. His dads and uncles at Muskegon, but he's a state powerlifting champion in the deadlift. 475-pound deadlift.
Amazing.
Yeah, he is just Coach Koziak's weight program has just transformed some of these kids. Colby Burris, I remember, just morphed into this freak of nature that looks so good. He got a full ride to University of Miami in Oxford, Ohio.
Well,
nice ball across the middle.
Reese Puffer finding a little bit of seam right down the center there.
Seam right there.
Some simple crosses and posts.
And, sometimes that happens too. So you're up 28-0. You think, okay, wow, we still have almost a full quarter to go. And all of a sudden you let up. You start making some mental mistakes.
Yep. And, Coach, you like a goose egg. You don't want to give up a touchdown right now being up 28-0. Rockets back to pass. Little out route there. Comes up short. Brings up a 2nd down and 10.
Angelina says hi.
What's that?
Angelina says hi.
Hi, sweetie. How are you doing, Angelina? Daddy loves you. My girl. Her junior year at Baker College, she's going to get into business psychology.
Wow.
Yeah.
Business psychology.
Yeah.
That's how to get into people's minds and have to spend money on things,
that way. That's what my daughter's going to do. 2nd down, 10. Ball at the 13. There's going to be a timeout on the field. This is a good timeout. This right here is a good timeout. You got 6 rounds, but you haven't been this deep into Sailor territory all game.
Right.
And you may not get back there again.
Gives them a time to rest. I was just watching the Reese Puffer linemen. They looked tired when they were getting up. I think it's a chance to get organized. What's the play? Coach Bird can get in the huddle. He can call it. He can direct everything, and then go out and hopefully, by his end, make something happen.
Kimmin, if you can get a view down on the track around the 42, 43, you can see all these water bottles laying on the ground. Because of COVID, we're not allowed to have, like trough water or the water that you're spraying about. Each player now has their own individual bottled water that the coaches or managers fill up with their name, their number on. After the game, they come back. You have to disinfect them, lay them out, and start all over. You can't share water bottles because of COVID.
Yeah, and we haven't even gotten into talking about players wearing masks as they're playing football and how a mouthpiece works with a mask and all of that, right?
And then in our game last night, the official came up to me. I'll share with you in a minute. And I've got another stat for you that I didn't know about, as embarrassing as it is as a head coach. But I didn't know there's so many. Oh, there's a flag. So, Kim, and if you look on the sidelines, the old sideline stopped at the 25. They now go down to the 10 to spread the kids out even more.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know this. So I'm yelling at my kids, you got to get to the 25. You got to get to the 25. Come on, we're going to get a penalty. Conrad comes up and, no, you don't have to do that anymore. What do you mean you have to? No, they spin them up.
What an advantage as a coach, too, to be able to go down there.
I was down there milking that thing. Oh, yeah.
You're practically standing on the goal line at that point as far as the coach goes.
My kids, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get back there. Coach, they can do it now because of COVID. But yet, if you look down here, they're still huddled by each other,
right.
2nd down, 15, ball at the 18. Quarterback rolling out, little pass down. It goes incomplete. But looked like it was intended for the receiver in the back right end, west end of the end zone. Brings up a third. This would be a huge shot for the Sailors right here if they can keep them out of the end zone.
Big stop for Mona Shores.
Yep.
After a couple probably mental lapses, if they could just kind of buckle down here.
And that timeout, not only did it help Puffer maybe, but it really helped Mona Shores. It may have helped Mona Shores more.
Most definitely.
Well, if it had anything to do with needing a breather to get their feet back underneath them as a defense, then I absolutely, I absolutely think it's helped them because now they've put up a front.
Coach Check and Coach Van Bergen can talk to the people.
Yep.
Hey, this is what we're seeing.
Make that adjustments.
3rd and 15, twins to the top and bottom.
And they're split pretty wide down here. I'm guessing they're going to go inside here, and they did.
A lot of pressure from the Sailors.
Turn around, throw. Nice job by the defensive back. Was there the linebacker at 22? Brady Rose, along with number 3, Steve.
And Kyrie Hamill, I was watching, put the pressure on Vile, the quarterback.
So it's going to bring up a 4th and 15. There's no field goal here. You got to go for 6, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, what's 3 points going to get you? I mean, 3 points, but it's not going to bring it any closer.
And, first down is on the 2 or 3 yard line, you have to take a shot near the end zone.
Near anything from 5 inside, I would think, because not going to do you any good anywhere else.
Looks like a little bit of confusion on Reeths Puffer's side.
And they have 1 timeout remaining. Bile back to pass. It looks
lots of pressure.
Going to be hit and sacked. Just got away, but the Sailors defense comes up strong on 3 plays in a row, Stevie.
I'm not going to lie. I had to look because I thought that was going to be a screen play because we got through so quick that the offensive linemen were letting them through, and then I looked at they obviously just missed their blocks and they dominated them.
Missed a huge block. I tell you, they didn't even slow them down coming through that line.
Good stop.
I can see Coach Kozak wanting to put the nail in the door and get the 35-second clock going here come third quarter, get out of here. Is connecting at quarterback? I would think so.
28-0, and it is 6:05 left here in the second quarter.
Brady Rose.
Brady Rose being at quarterback now.
Another test for Konechny here, being deep in his own end of the field.
It's Brady Rose.
Oh, it is Brady. Yep.
Brady Rose.
And
Brady Rose
I'm
cut it. 45, 50, 45, 40, 30. Look at Brady. Most quarterbacks would run out of bounds.
He's not running out of bounds.
That's Brady Rose.
He was inviting them to hit him.
Yeah. Come get me. Watch what I'm going to do.
Sam Bauer there finally on the stop for the Rockets.
Yeah, this is Matt putting it in, going for 35 points, right? Come third quarter, we're getting a running clock. Konechny will be in at that point.
We have a flag down here.
Oh, no.
Well, they are spotting the ball where Brady Rose.
They have a flag on the flag.
There's a flag at the 36-yard line, but the chains are moving.
Sideline infraction against the Sailors.
Oh, coach must have been in a way as the official was coming down. Most likely what it is. So what happens is there's the sideline, and then there's another line on the side, Kim, and if you can get it where the coaches are, where the coaches have to stay behind it. And the reason is so the officials can run freely up and down. Well, if there's a coaches there like me, we stand in front of that because we don't think rules apply to us. And
you get a little excited.
Oh, I get real excited. And so the official probably roamed the guys, before the game started, and that's all that was. So it was just a warning. Next time it will be a penalty. We're down to 5:27 remaining, second down and 7. Ball's going to be at the 25-yard line.
Dobbin team up on the tackle. Gain of 3 will bring up second down and 7.
5:17 and ticking down here in the second quarter.
Twins to the top and bottom. Johnson, the lone back. Pierce in motion. Little counter coming around. Pierce
these.
Nice cut. Number 7. Who's 7 here?
Ricardo Malgoza.
I'll tell you, every time they've called that counter, it has worked marvelously.
Steve, I like the lamination. That's a nice.
You've never laminated them before. All the times that you've come, you never.
Add a little class to the press box, buddy.
Oh, yeah, you sure. You can touch, it just doesn't wreck.
I know.
Indestructible.
When we're sitting outside, some places we're not going to have this. There are some times where we're not going to be in the booth.
You really just changed your little
I did. Well, we're not. There's a lot of times, and this is one of the things we will be broadcasting from the stands in some places because there isn't.
Hold on a second. You didn't tell me that. That wasn't part of the deal.
Outdoor? We have to be like outdoors?
We wanted to get you the ID and get you in the door before we told you that kind of.
All right.
First and goal at the 5, 4:53 counting down. Ball's going to be marked like at the 6-inch line. But Keandre Pierce on that counter, his downfield stalk blocking is just, it really is an art to watch a good stalk blocker without holding. Without holding is really tough. Stalk blocking is tough.
And as an offensive coach, you expect if you expect the wide receivers to block, and part of the deal is if you don't block, we're not going to throw you the ball.
Right,
you have to block. And so, once you get that buy-in from the receivers that they're going to block, and you're going to
reward them.
Wide receivers blocking downfield is a hidden thing that people don't see, but it brings so many big plays.
It's an art. It truly is an art to watch a good downfield stalk blocker.
Let's take a moment and meet our Varsity cheerleaders.
Now the announcer's over there. He's going to introduce the cheerleaders, right? So I'm watching Clemson and Wake Forest last weekend, right?
Uh-huh.
Good ball game. Nobody in the stands.
Yeah.
And there's cheerleaders.
I know.
And they were spread out in the end zone and everything. But
even here, Nick, it's just different.
I
mean,
guys, we're on the camera right there. Let's
okay.
Go ahead and sit down, and you're going to have to sit down.
Reeths Puffer, Mona Shores, the stadium would be packed. The first game of the year, and
crosstown rivals.
I mean, it would, and especially there'd be just hordes of fans here wanting to get in, and it's just a different atmosphere.
Yep. Yeah, and not only that, but I really and I feel sorry for all football teams, but I especially feel sorry for our team. Here, you win a D2 state championship.
Finally.
And you can't bring 5, 6, 7, 8,000 people in to see it. Now, we're going to go to Muskegon next week. If it was normal conditions, there'd be 10,000 people there.
In that new stadium.
In the new stadium and everything. And at most, touchdown Johnson, but at
Brady
most,
Rose,
we'll have 80 people from Mona Shores. And let's say Muskegon has 40 players. You'll have 160 people in the stands. And then, you'll have your cheerleaders and this, but you'll have maybe 200 people watching probably one of the biggest games in the country, to be honest with you.
Yep.
You got a state champion against a runner-up. You got Muskegon, who's ranked in the top 10, in the top 5. You got Shores in the top 10, and nobody's going to see it.
And I had a chance to talk to Coach Bird of Reeths Puffer yesterday, and it's one of the things I said, what's it going to feel like when you're on the field? Because obviously there's so many players that are self-motivated, but to have the fans and have the excitement, that's just a different feel. And so you really have to be self-driven.
And good. Yeah.
There's some cowbells, Mrs. Buster's waving the flag, but
let's take a quick break. Get some of our sponsorships in. We'll be right back.
All the protection you need, nothing you don't. At Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, save on the insurance you need and stop paying for the insurance you don't need. Trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. But the savings don't stop there. We also shop over 16 insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frankenmuth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate. In Muskegon County, trust Ryan Rozecki to start a quote for you today. Visit Ryan at our Norton Avenue office in the Park Place Shopping Center near Goodwill and Pints and Courts Restaurant, or visit lmc.org/insurance to get started.
Hey, we're back, and Stevie, you got some stats, and I'm going to let you bring, because I thought maybe 100 yards total.
Well, we checked with our statistician, the Bards, and they said that Reeths Puffer's at 58 total yards. And most of that was those 3 long pass plays down at the end. Before that, they would have been well under 30 yards. So just a great defensive effort by Mona Shores.
I'm looking at this lineup right here. There's such a void in some areas. I couldn't look. Because I'm a huge special teams guy. And
kick goes out of bounds.
So that's a good field position. Take the ball to 35 right here.
Reeths Puffer looking to stop that running clock in the second half.
And this becomes the interesting part. So every team, we haven't talked about this yet, but every team in the state of Michigan is going to make the playoffs. So you're at a point, it's 35-0. Obviously, it's against your rivals. What are you going to do? If you're Coach Bird, you gotta get some momentum going for next week. You have to get something for the second half, let alone next week. But you have to be thinking, okay, what can I look at? What has been successful? What can we do? And just get a little spark here.
Well, yeah, because you say that, because realistically, there's not a lot of D2 schools near here. It's us and this team right here. So
correct.
They'll probably face you. That's how it's going to go. It's going to be geographic. So
yes,
closest
correct.
Team.
Yep.
Okay, Muskegon's D3. In fact, most of the conference now is a D3 conference. Union being a D1 just because of all the schools that go, but we won't play them. So we'll most likely play Reeths Puffer again.
Yes. Much better job on coverage.
Well, much better job on coverage. They should have, and they lost 7 yards on the re-kick.
Yes.
Because they would have got the ball to
Absolutely.
35.
Great play. Landon Thelman was first one down on that. Landon's a great kid. He's one of those.
For me last year.
He's one of
kid.
those do anything for you kids.
And the guys love him. You know, he's kind of like the Brady Rose scene. The guys just love Landon.
I coached Landon in basketball for a couple years.
Oh, did you?
He's one of my favorites. That's for sure.
Speaking about basketball, are you doing basketball this year?
I will be an assistant on the girls varsity team with Mike Phillips.
Good.
Looking forward to that. The girls, we have a really solid nucleus of girls coming back. It should be a good year as long as we can have a season.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you,
Ball carrier, he's brought down by Keandre Pierce.
Keandre Pierce is just an assassin out there.
He is flying. That is for sure.
Form tackling so good. Just lowers, head crosses the body. Everything that you want. And he's a senior. It's senior leadership.
And he's one of those players. He's the next person up in that leadership role.
Right.
And that's what has to happen.
You pay your dues as a junior, and you work your way up. I formation. It's going to be a little ISO play. Nice.
What a tackle. Shoestring there.
Who's that now?
I think that's Elijah Farnham.
Lanier Franklin, the ball carrier, is brought down by Elijah Farnham.
Yep, Farnham, the sophomore. Oh.
Nope, Elijah's the senior. Right? So we have Kiwan, sophomore.
Steve, you're getting a little love here from Mike Phillips on the listening here.
There's some
Sailor
nepotism going on here now.
One of the best volunteer assistants of all times.
Oh, my God.
That's right. Let's stress volunteer.
Elijah Farnham is a senior.
Yes.
Drops back to pass.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. He's going to feel
Was that
one.
Brady?
Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Lyle's pass intended for Franklin is incomplete. Rose there on the coverage.
Brady Rose. 4th and 6. You got to punt, don't you?
Well, before we talk about punting, when people see this play on the replay,
You got a replay?
Yeah, I did. I got it. Yep.
Okay.
I played it.
That was some kind of hit.
Sure was.
3:07 counting down here, second quarter.
Personal foul called against the Rockets.
Oh, a little personal foul. I actually got a little upset there at Brady's hit probably, eh?
Hell, he hit him. That was for sure.
Well, the varsity trying to make a clean sweep of the Rockets here as a freshman last night win 40-36. Jamie Millis, new head coach. Congratulations to him and his staff. The JV wins 28-26. And now Coach Kozak and his staff trying to wrap it up, make it the trifecta as we open up the 2020 COVID season. Some schools having to cancel their first game. Muskegon Heights canceled the season altogether.
That's a nice punt.
That's a nice punt. Gonna take a little roll.
Get away from it.
Brady Rose running away from it. So who's going to be a quarterback? Okay, so now Brady is going to come out. So I think you'd see Mark
I think
Konecny.
he's just taking his gloves off to go back in at quarterback.
He is.
There by Wyatt Chesney. Sailors will take
Well, that's
over.
interesting.
Do you think you'll see more of Konecny in the second half?
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yes, and I
Absolutely.
think this is another. You have to play the starters to get that feel, that game feel. You haven't had the scrimmages and all the other things that come with it, so you have
And
to
not
get the
o-
timing down.
You're right. And not only that, it's not like you have a slouch next week either. You got Muskegon. Let's just face it, all right?
Absolutely.
7 out of the last 8 years in the state finals. What Shane Fairfield has done.
Beautiful
There's a nice
throw.
ball,
Oh, just a little overthrown.
What Shane Fairfield has done with that program is really remarkable. Won state championship, got there, and really got run out of town by River Rouge, who we would have played game 1 at Wayne State in their kickoff classic. Game 2 would have been Martin Luther King. I mean, boy, if you want to just rack up an opening season duel, God, would that have been fun.
Wow.
Man, it would have been a test, that's for sure.
It would have been a huge test. And my little JVs, we would have gone to Detroit, and they were so looking forward to that.
Brady Rose down the side.
Brady Rose running out of bounds at about the 40. Where's the official going to mark him? 30, 42-yard line.
Interesting, just side note, he was brought down by Caden Brainerd. his dad, Joe, went to Mona Shores, graduated.
Joe?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to say 87. Maybe I'm giving him some
Yeah,
love. I don't think he's older than that. But
okay.
and Caden is a great lacrosse player, and he's one of those kids that Coach Bird's tried to get out and recruit to build the numbers up.
And Puffer's got a great lacrosse program.
Joe Brainerd was one of the assistant baseball coaches
Rose
when I
going
played.
down. He's got wide open, number 4, and he makes the
He
catch.
does. And his uncle John Brainerd was the longtime girls golf coach at Mona Shores.
Oh,
who did
four-time
great,
state champion,
who did great things with the girls program. So
Gary Humphreys with the reception. Well, Brady Rose can throw the deep ball now a little
he
bit.
sure can.
Taking a look at that on the Lake Michigan Insurance instant replay on the replay that we'll be playing later.
So that's the replay of the replay?
Replay of the replay,
Is it kind of like a tweet that can be retweeted and
correct,
retweeted?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Just checking here. First and goal at the 3-yard line, 2:35 remaining. Brady Rose
keeper.
going to keep the ball
just-
and
absolutely.
just walks in.
That was just
take
too
another
easy.
look at that.
Okay,
Easy walk in.
this is a tough question. And you're the defending state champions. You're not ranked in the top 5 preseason, okay? Are we going to run up some points just to let the world know that we're still a relevant program? I mean, it's 42. Your first string is still in. Just a question for you. Just, do points matter in rankings?
I don't know, because I don't know if rankings matter just for the reasons this year.
Yeah, right.
For the reasons that
Because
we talked about.
everybody's in.
Everyone's in. You know who you're going to play pretty much
Yep,
already.
Right. Yeah, right.
So I don't know if it matters
rankings
as
really,
much.
Right, yeah. No, yeah, agree.
But
I just thought I'd ask that question.
But I don't think it's right now it's running up the score. Brady Rose hadn't thrown a long pass all day.
No.
Once
It's
again,
still the first half.
he has to get some work in too with throwing the ball.
Back in 05, I had a great assistant with me by the name of Al Heminger. He was my offensive coordinator. We had just a super group. We finished 8-1. And he said, one coach yelled at us because we thought we were running up. And he told him, listen, we didn't run it up. It's not our job to stop ourselves. That's your job. And, you know, and Matt doesn't run it up. It is what it is. It's still the first half.
It is.
You know, and
there is. I mean, there's certainly a fine line between running it up and what the optics are and what it looks like.
Well, if it was 35-0 and there's less than a minute and you don't take a knee, that I can see what you're saying.
But you're absolutely right. It's 42-0. There's 2 minutes left in the first half.
It's still the first half.
It's the first half.
Yeah, it's still the first half. And we haven't played in months. We haven't gone against competition. And Bird, all coaches would do the same thing. All right, so we're going to look. Steve and I were talking about the coverage a little bit better on that one time. We're going to see where they tackle them around the 30. The goal is really inside the 20 would be ideal, but we can't kick it off that deep. It's a little fumble.
Little bobble.
Down. That's good coverage right there at the 25-yard line.
That helps when you drop the ball.
Yes, it does. And you never want to drop the ball when it's there. Catch the ball. I start catch the ball in the air. We had 2 turnovers in our game. One was guy was going to field the punt. He caught it and hit his chest, and out it went.
Oh, yeah. Let it slide through his arms.
Yes, it did.
So 2 minutes left. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Bird does here.
Do you just jump into the I formation and just eat up the clock and let's get out of here?
Well,
to halftime
it looks
game?
like he's in the I formation.
Yeah.
I can't imagine them not running this play. I'd be shocked if they threw it.
Right. It's just going to be an off-tackle power.
Well,
and, just milk the clock.
But those off-tackle powers aren't something that they've gone to. I mean, why not try it? They've been trying a lot of the stuff to the outside, a couple of passes, that kind of stuff. I haven't seen a lot of the just run it up the gut and see what happens.
No, right. Well,
why not? A couple of them where they've, they have, I think that they've tried a couple times, but not.
Yeah, the technology and the way that the game's changed just in the past 10 years is just absolutely amazing. And huddle's used for every sport now.
Yeah, basketball, everything. Volleyball's using it. We talked to the coach. Little keep there.
But even on that play, so Mona Shores was fooled, maybe out of position a little bit. It looked like it was going to be a big play, but Mona Shores' speed covered the ground.
Dieselberg with the tackle. I don't remember Dieselberg from years past, but he's playing a nice game. 1:48 and counting down.
42-0. Sailors running.
Did you see this coming, Joe? What did you think?
No. I saw more of this type of play in the second half once we found our feet. That game speed we talk about a lot. And I actually thought that Reese Puffer would come out with a little bit more organization and fire here. They seem to not quite be gelled together as much as a team as what Sailors are. Like they're still trying to find their groove.
Larry White on the tackle for Sailors. So we're getting some subs in there. Coach Check playing some other kids as well as he should. Getting the feel. I think we'll see a lot of second, third stringers coming in. Sailors about 40 deep. Talking to Jeff Ugansky on Tuesday. He said the Rockets are about 50 deep. Good numbers. Boy, when we coached together in 99, we had a big team, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
That was a nice group of kids. Running down. He's going to get run out of bounds.
Just beyond the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard or two at the most.
Vile keeping the football, run out of bounds on. Brings up a 3rd and 10.
And that's just been really the common theme. They go back to pass, and Ben Viles on the run.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah,
tonight.
Offensive line having a struggle against the bigger Sailor team. The Sailors probably outran them 50 to 20 pounds per individual.
For Rob Clark, we're still in the second quarter of play.
Pass wide open. Nice ball right there.
That is a tough pass. That is a good pass.
Yeah, it's a long ball, too.
It was right on the money.
Yeah, you're throwing from the left hash all the way across the field right there.
Like and Sailors down.
You need to get that ball on the outside of your receiver so that there's no chance of that being knocked down or intercepted. It was a great thrown ball by Reese Puffer.
Timeout for the Rockets. I want to believe that will be their last of the half. 40 seconds remaining here. Sailors up 42-0. So what do we got in store for halftime there, Mr. Kanukin?
Well, you know what? I'm trying to dial up an interview here. I'm trying to dial up a online interview from a distance. That's a surprise. We'll see if I can get it.
Yeah, look at you. Kim and Codis up in the bird's nest, doing a great job as always. And Johnny down out. Where is Johnny now? There's Johnny.
Here's Johnny's cam shot here of these. I can't exactly
see. Can Johnny hear us?
Johnny cannot. We have a radio to Johnny here.
Yeah, there he is down at the end zone there. The north end zone. Football fields go from north to south, south to north.
Johnny's
or Steve says on your radio dial.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, look at us.
Both Kim and Johnny, great shots tonight. I'll give you a look at the Kim and Cam up on top, the Eagles nest here.
Look at that, the Kim and Cam. That's a long time out. I thought they were only a minute long.
That's not a timeout. We got an injury down. Sailor down on the field over by Reese Puffer's bench.
Oh.
Can't quite make out who it is from either one of our camera shots.
See who it is. He went down right away, too.
We had a lot of cramps last night.
Well, why don't we take a quick injury timeout? It looks like you might be down for just a little bit more. We'll be right back.
He's a good
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Sailor Nation Sports Network here.
Brother, the youngest of the Rovers.
Players coming off the field. It's number.
I think that's Kyrie Hamill.
Is it 6 or 8? I
think it's Kyrie Hamill.
It is. It's 6. It's Kyrie Hamill was injured. He was just helped off the field.
Brings up 1st and 10, ball at the 48-yard line. We're 40 seconds remaining here in this first half of the 2020 COVID season. Twins to the top, split left. Nice little slant, incomplete.
And I think that's a product of Mona Shores putting so much pressure on Vile tonight that he didn't really stick with his read the whole time and just he got rid of it quick under pressure.
He's hurrying, yep. And you're right, Steve. Just the relentless pressure, running, having to run out of the pocket, it catches up to you.
And it does, and that's not, those things look like it's a bad play by the quarterback, but it has a lot to do with up front. You got to block.
Right. Well, it's two ways. It's poor blocking by the offense and great pressure by the defense.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're right. So
Steve, question in your opinion and yours, Nick, how much of a view is this into the capability of this Shores team for this year? Playing against Reese Puffer, obviously Puffer's struggling in this game in a lot of aspects of it. Execution is one thing you can look at for a glimpse into what the future holds for a team, but do we see a potential championship caliber team out here in Mona Shores? I think we possibly do.
Can you ask that again after next week?
Sure.
I think I'll go out on the limb. Last year I thought we could make a really deep run to at least the semis. And that semi, obviously, 57-56, Joe, we were there to call it. I think the potential to make another really deep run is there. I don't know if you can go looking at one game here. Puffer's not going to win a lot of games, I don't think. I don't think they'll lose to us. They'll lose to Muskegon. I see them probably losing to Zeeland West, Shiloh. Always has
Zeeland East in there, too.
Yeah, Zeeland East. So they may win 2 games, Holland and one of the Wyoming or Union, pick somebody. So with Don Fellows. So I think the potential to make a deep run is there. I think I'm going to side with Steve and say that, let's see what next week.
Right.
But on that same note, what a great start to the season.
Right. You couldn't ask for a better start than this.
Again, you go back to
points in the first half.
You go back to finding your feet, finding your groove, some meaningful plays. Not to say that practice isn't meaningful, but this is the test of whether or not what you put into that practice really truly has paid off.
Right.
And it's paying off tonight in dividends.
Well, not only point-wise in defense, but very few penalties, no turnovers.
Well blocked. I mean, it's been a pretty clean
crisp game. Right, exactly. Nobody having to run out there at the last minute for a special team. Nobody, so yeah.
I haven't seen much
a breakdown in communication.
Well, what I was going to say is that the formations and the communication with the quarterback, the face mask issue. I mean, they're lining up. There's
playing ball. Right.
They're not looking around at each other like where they're supposed to be.
No. Mark Konechny at quarterback. That is Mark, right? Yeah. Yep. That's Mark. That'll probably be the last play. And if they start the clock, they may not even run a play, but there's a delay. There's a coach talking to the fire on the west end over there. Is that Bird talking?
I believe that's Coach Bird, yes.
Yeah.
2 separate holding calls against the Sailors.
Like a massive 30-yard penalty then?
Yeah. I think Reese Puffer would like that to be the case.
Yeah.
It looks like everyone's confused.
I mean, that's really been the only.
You got 2 referees at midfield and the 22 players down by the goal line.
That's really been the only confusion been by the officials, really.
Well, this is very interesting. So it is 4th and 10. It looks like they're putting the ball back to the original line of scrimmage. If there's penalties on the play, do they march it off? Is that their plan, to march it off from there?
There's so much confusion that I'm not even sure I could take a guess.
Honestly, what penalty came first? Can you take one and decline the other? We're going to find out now. I mean, this is taking a while. Okay, it's 42. It's 42-0.
And I think Coach Koziak's trying to figure it out too, as he's trying to explain his side of the story from the sideline.
And we go back. Was it the Walled Lake game, Nick, where we had there was several of these referee timeout? Yeah. They just took so much time to figure out what was going on.
But here's another side note, right? These referees also haven't had scrimmages to work.
Yeah. Very good point.
So when you, they're humans too, but they haven't had the scrimmages to work.
In our game, in our 2 games last night, we had a training official that was learning it. Yeah.
Well, and you look at it from the perspective not only of COVID, but referees, and especially at high school level for any sport, the numbers have been dwindling. The referees, there's not a new line of blood that's been going in there. There's been a huge amount of push for more referees.
I mean, they're almost begging for people to
They
referee.
are, yeah. Well, there's a push to get sub-varsity games on weekends now, just to get officials to help out.
That would make sense.
And I wouldn't
from a
mind
referee
that because
perspective.
then some of the juniors that don't play could play JV ball.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that would be nice. It'd help a lot of teams out. All right, so it's going to be 1st and 10. Ball's going to be at the 10-yard line. Sailor's going to be at the ball. Mark Konechny at quarterback. Little pass out there. Brady Rose with the reception. Is he going to stay out? No, he goes out of bounds with 9 seconds left.
Boy,
Okay.
I'll tell you, with Brady Rose, the ability to put Brady Rose in the slot like that, and you think about it, and Mark Konechny as well, like we saw that double pass. It is just amazing to see the possibilities.
Nicholas says you're full play.
So here we are at the end of the first half. Your Sailors up 42-0. And Reese Puffer definitely going to try to regroup when they go back into the locker room. And Coach Koziak is going to continue to build upon great success in this first half.
Steve, first half assessments?
What a great first half by Mona Shores. We talked about it several times. It was a pretty clean half by the Sailors, but on the flip side of that, it was a really ugly first half for Reese Puffer. They just struggled, and they definitely have to go in at halftime and regroup.
Yep.
You know, when I look back at the keys for Mona Shores, play their game, they've done it. How will the new starters respond? I think they answered that question, and they have to be physical up front, and they did.
They will. For Puffer?
Control the clock. They have not controlled the clock. Sudden changes hasn't been a big thing. Turnovers, they've limited the turnover. Right.
Yeah, just one
But
by both teams.
I think it's more that Mona Shores is doing what they're supposed to do.
Playing like the D2 state champions.
The defending champions that they are.
Joe, comments from you, buddy?
I just, it kind of blows my mind that they came out and exploded like this. You know, I thought that there would be a little bit of the rust to knock off, to find that game speed, to really find, that comfortability with every other player on the team that you get through scrimmages and everything else. It's like they never stopped playing from the end of the D2 championship last year. And
I would agree.
It's really great to see. Now you're adding some of those new players like the Konechnys and that kind of stuff coming up from the JV. This is going to be a fun season to watch if we continue to see what we see here.
And I think what you're going to see in the second half is you're going to see most of your starters out. You're going to see a lot of juniors. You're going to see the future coming up right here because you got bigger fish to fry down the road, and this game's well in hand.
And
Would you agree with that?
We have often talked about this is how you get them those snaps, those reps.
Yeah.
So if they do have to come in and it's next man up, now they have that feeling of what game speed is.
And the next man up is going to be the second half, and they'll have the whole second half.
That's correct, yeah.
And realistically, every kid could sneak some action tonight.
Yep.
I wouldn't be able. So you want to take a break right now? Then,
yeah, we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back a little bit before the end of half, and we're going to start some things up. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back. See you in just a little bit.
Looking to buy or sell? Look no further than our broadcast booth sponsor, John Vandervelde at Nexus Realty. Give him a call at 231-759-3634 or go see him at 880 West Broadway Avenue in Muskegon. Nexus Realty, team-based real estate professionals.
All the protection you need, nothing you don't. At Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, save on the insurance you need and stop paying for the insurance you don't need. Trust our experts to find the perfect amount of coverage for you, making sure you're covered when you need it and how you need it. But the savings don't stop there. We also shop over 16 insurance providers, industry leaders like Citizens and Frankenmuth Insurance, to make sure you get the highest quality coverage at the lowest possible rate. In Muskegon County, trust Ryan Rozecki to start a quote for you today. Visit Ryan at our Norton Avenue office in the Park Place Shopping Center near Goodwill and Pints and Courts Restaurant, or visit lmc.org/insurance to get started.
everybody back. Sailor Nation Sports is on the air, and we are honored and glad to be here. We have Principal Jennifer Bustard over here to our left giving us a little love. And I tell you what, when it comes to first-class principals, you don't get any better than that, young lady,
Absolutely,
does it?
absolutely not. Why don't you have a seat so the rest of the Sailor Nation can see you?
Oh, God, you want me to sit right here?
Yeah,
It'd be like a rose between two thorns. Yes,
I was going to put
right
the camera
here.
up high, but I didn't want the cord to be in Steve's face.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I mean, I want this cord to be in Stevie's face, do we? No, we don't. All right, it's 42-0, fellas. What are we going to see second half?
I think we're going to see a lot of
Ground and pound
I think we're going to
and eat
see
up the clock?
Konechny. I think you're going to see a lot of ground and pound. I think you're going to see a little bit of testing of Konechny to see what he's capable of, as well as many other players that are, second positions, third position, second string, third string, that kind of stuff. You're going to get a little use out of the rest of the depth of that bench.
Yep. Steve, second half?
Absolutely, and I think that, I think we'll still see some passing by Mona Shores. You have to get Konechny in the flow. I don't know if we'll see any long, deep passes, but might see some slants, might see some swing passes, some bubble screens, things to make him feel comfortable.
If you were Coach Kozak, what would you want to see out of your kid? How would you groom
My quarterback?
Yes.
I would want to see how he handles himself on the field. I would want to see that poise. I think we could talk a lot about positions, but you can't convince me that quarterback is the most important position on the football field. And so you want that position to have poise. You want it to have leadership. And, you
Love them, hug them, compliment them, because they're going to protect you, and they're going to protect your backside too.
And they're gonna know how you treat them.
Absolutely, they are. That's right. Well, I remember what Cameron Martinez did his junior year at Muskegon. He invited everybody, all those linemen, over to his house, fed them, played some games, ordered pizza, made some pasta, this. And that's when they were, 6'6" and 1 million pounds each, for heaven's sake.
And we're talking about the linemen. We have Emmons up front, Millis, Sickinga, Flanders, Kloss. I mean, he has a good group of linemen in front of him.
And they're young, and the freshmen started.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's going to be 1st and 10 after this kickoff. Rockets, don't you feel sorry for They got to kick off to start the second half.
I was just going to say, it's Mona Shore's ball, second half after the shellacking so far.
Yep. Mr. Kanukin, I'm going to close this a little bit.
Sure, that is absolutely fine with me. The only thing, just make sure you don't hit that.
No, right
that's
there.
good right there. Yeah. Getting a little chilly for you, is it?
Well, at 64, we're not going to. Okay, there's the kickoff to high end. Oh, this is returnable. This is a nice kick. Going to take it at about
Roberson,
the 4.
I believe.
Roberson.
Little
tripped up at about the 25-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10. Mona Shores at the 25-yard line.
Almost looked like he might have been tripped up by his own guy.
And surprise, surprise, guess who's going in at quarterback? Brady Rose.
Wow.
Yeah, he tripped. It looks like he tripped over the leg of his own guy.
And I'll be honest, I don't think that really surprises me. I mean, I think a series, it does because it's Brady, but a series or two because I think we're still working on it.
Right.
True.
Go ahead.
To say that, you are still working on the rest of your season right now. This is your first scrimmage, so you're right. The reps are important for Brady, too.
No, exactly, right. I just think with the game such in hand, delay a game. Well, Reese Puffer was late lining up. Something is happening. The Sailors are all lined up. I don't know what caused the delay game.
Reese Puffer wasn't even in position.
No, they ran out at the last minute. So it's going to be 1st and 15. Ball's going to be marked. Well, no, the ball's back at the 20. Is there a penalty?
It was marked up, yep. So.
Yeah. Johnson on the carry.
Oh, that was
Johnson
a great cut.
Nice cut. Elijah Johnson will get the first down and some bonus yardage after that. Elijah Johnson, the junior. 20-yard gain. 22, 23-yard gain for Elijah.
I was handed the stats by the Bards, and I see that for the first half, Mona Shores had 327 yards to Reese Puffer's 85.
Wow, 327 yards. How many yards rushing? 2-something?
210.
Wow. That's just that's a pounding.
So 160 some passing. That's not bad at all. You know, that's not bad. Nice little pitch on the option around that left side. Pierce on the carry. Pierce can go down at about the 50-yard line. First time we've seen the pitch right there, and that looked nice.
And so we talk about why is Brady Rose in the game.
Right there.
But we see that because he's not going to have to. When you're running the veer and you're reading the defense, it can't always be a give to the running back.
Right,
so you're going to have to pitch. So that's the first pitch of the game.
No, right, exactly, Steve. Right,
yeah. I mean,
you got to diversify the offense a little bit because you haven't done it in the first half.
Right. Or the whole first half of the season.
Right, exactly, Joe.
Wow.
Brady Rose on the keeper play.
Another flag on the play coming in from the far side of the field.
It's been 10 months. 10 months since a football team has gone against another football team in live competition. 10 months. That's a long time. You know, we didn't have any beer camp. We've had no scrimmages. We've done nothing. Bryce Sickinga. What's going on?
Well, two players were, I think a Reese Puffer player was removed from the field too. I could be wrong, but Bryce was coming off the field, but I don't know. I know there's a flag on the play.
It was a personal foul against Mona Shores. They're marking that off right now. Bryce is now coming off. It looked like he was going to stay on for a few minutes.
Bryce is a co-captain. Bryce is a transfer from Reese Puffer, so we're going to – Coach Kozak doesn't look happy. Bryce's helmet's up, and he should have it on. What's the infraction? It's got to be a personal foul of some sort.
Yeah, I think there was a little scuffle.
Yeah. Were they booted out of the game?
I don't believe so. I think that was what the concern was initially.
Because if they're booted, they have to sit the next game. We'll counter back to 11. Farnham.
Keeping on his feet, still getting a couple yards.
Oh, he's down. He was down up over there. The left knee hit. Elijah Farnham carrying. Get back to the original line of scrimmage now. Brings up a. So Bryce is going back in, so he was not kicked out. That's a good sign right there.
Yeah.
And I hope the young man from Reese Puffer wasn't either. Probably had Matt Bobby just talking to him, his O-line coach. His dad is his O-line coach, along with Coach Vargas, the former head football coach at Fruitport. Brings up a 3rd and 8 now. 48 running clock, 8:39 and counting. We'll dive there to Elijah Johnson.
Should be enough for the first down, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like they're about a yard short, buddy.
And but the push by the offensive line, I mean, they literally drove Reese Puffer back.
Yeah. They own the line of scrimmage. They literally, on both sides of the ball too, Steve.
Meacham and Nelson on the tackle. 4th down.
Brings up 4th and 1. Ball at the 41. 8:05 counting down here. 3rd quarter running clock. It's a conference game. OK Green Conference. Johnson's going to carry. Johnson's going to break through. Johnson's is going to run. How many yards has Johnson got? Donnie's going to about the 25. Down to about the 27-yard line. Gets a first down.
I think Johnson's, as the game has gone on, he's developed a little bit more, snap up to that line and punching it through. I think he's finding a little bit of that groove.
Well, the groove and confidence. This is his first varsity start. And not only that, but some backs, and I guess I don't understand this, as tighter as they get faster, they get stronger as the game goes on.
Which is a good thing if that's Farnham.
Yeah. There's going to be a flag right there by the Puffer kid. Yeah, 75. He's going to get a 15-yard personal foul.
Ethan Shalapo and Jacob Udell on the tackle.
Yeah, getting a little chippy out there now.
It is indeed.
Face masking is the call against the Rockets.
And this is where I can see this will be the last drive for the starters, to be honest. Get one drive, sit, because you can't have the other team taunting you, saying things, and you get the boot, Steve.
I agree.
Would you agree with me there, young Joe?
Yeah, I would. And
I just want you to know how I'm acknowledged both of you.
I appreciate that. I've really been acknowledging you all night.
Oh, have you? Okay.
I mean, I even chose to sit next to you. There's just really.
Wow, look at that. You've always sat next to me, but that's okay. Keep going. But yeah,
I could have sat next to Steve. Maybe next time.
Yes, you might. Just sit next to Steve. Go ahead. But you're right. We can't afford to lose their cool in a situation where the game's well in hand.
Or just a simple
injury.
Bad.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. 1st and 10, ball at the 11. 7 minutes counting down here, third quarter. OK Green Conference champ. Look at that cut. Oh, look at that. Number 11 right there. Is that
Elijah Farnham.
Justin Nelson, Aaron Vandenberg in the tackle.
Very quick, good cuts. He's seeing the field well tonight when he's running the ball.
Yeah, he is. And he's just zigging his egg. It's not a stop and cut. Mm-hmm. I remember when we had Lawrence Kimball back in the day. He would run, stop, cut like that. This kid is just flowing, the hips moving. 2nd down, 3, 6:20 counting down. Ball at the 3-yard line. Sailors knocking on the door again. Brady Rose tiptoeing in. Brady Rose is
in for the touchdown.
We have a flag, it looks like, across the field.
Oh, way over there. I mean, it's way over there, Joe.
It's got to be a holding or offside, yeah.
It's good. It's good to see Hamill back in the game after his injury in the first half.
I mean, way over there, what else would it be other than a personal foul?
No, he's waving it off.
And it's a touchdown.
Yeah, it's a touchdown. Go, Sailors. 6 more up on the board. Swinging gate, a la Michigan, from left to right or west to east.
Is that Reed McAvoy on the hold? Number 9? It sure is.
The snap, the kick, the hold, and it's blocked. It's blocked. Keegan de Kuiper's kick is blocked. It was a low snap.
Franklin breaks to the line and blocks the extra point attempt. Score stands.
About the only flaw that we've seen right here so far.
But to start the half, what a great drive.
What a nice drive. Yeah. You look at how Matt, the progression he's made over the years. He's Tony Anise reincarnated in a younger version. Tony dressed like that, shirt, tie, his mannerism. He's had everything he's done, and what a great mentor Tony has done. I mean, you look at Matt, you look at Zeitman at Jennison, you look at Shane at Muskegon, just the prodigy, just the Tony Anise tree just keeps growing and being successful.
And it's kind of like in the, I guess it's the old days, but
the Roger Cheverini.
Yeah, the Roger Cheverini tree.
Yeah,
and
right.
The Pete Cooches.
Right. Exactly. Boy, what a stick there, Steve.
It sure was.
Who's that? 21 right there. Who's 21, buddy?
Wyatt Desmond on the return. He's wrapped up by number 6, Kyrie
Hamill.
Wrapped up is a delicate way to put that.
Unity Christian 21, Spring Lake 6. Whitehall 28, Ravenna 0.
Oh, we have time? A second. I'd like to give a shout out to the Mona Shore girls varsity golf team. They won the OK Conference Jamboree this week at Lincoln Golf Club.
They did.
Desmond Merwin shot a 39. Riley Trigstead had a 40. And they took
personal best, too, I believe,
they
correct?
Were personal best. Yes. And then in cross country, the girls are off to a 4-2 start. Sophomore Robin Hunt put in, I think, another strong performance, and Jackson Helmer was second overall. So, it's just good to see all of Mona Shore sports doing well.
Carter Trey coming in on a 1st and 10. Ball was marked at the 36.
We talked a little bit about that during the break, how this fall sports season for Mona Shores has just been firing
Exploding.
all cylinders. Volleyball off to a great start. Cross country, girls golf, tennis. Everybody is just having a fantastic fall
want to give a
season.
little shout out to former offensive line coach Chris Hilliker was here. Had a nice chat with him, his family living at home. Wanted to just say hi to the fam there. Miss Chris has taken a couple years off because his sons are in this travel hockey, so he's everywhere. Time just doesn't allow it. Hopefully he'll be back with us on the sideline. I tried to reach out to him to be my O-line coach this year, and was hoping to do so, but hockey and family come first. So good to see him. I hope you see him at all the games, and he's a good phys ed teacher with Muskegon Public. 3rd down and 2, ball at the 44-yard line. We're 4 minutes counting down here in a quick third quarter due to the
running clock.
God, you got to have that running clock.
Oh, yes.
It's a wonderful thing.
Kind of really says you're doing something right, or they're doing something really
Well, or
wrong.
it's a combination of the two, right? Long snap count. It's going to look a little pass downfield there. Caught, but out of bounds. No, he's going to say it was inbounds. I thought it was going to be a pass interference.
That was a great catch by
Yeah.
sophomore Tate Vanderleest, whose dad played at Catholic when I was back there in the early 90s and went on to play at Michigan as well. But he's a sophomore. I know they're really high on Tate. Obviously has good bloodlines, and I think he'll be pretty good down the road.
Yeah.
Personal foul roughing the passer is called against Mona Shores.
Oh, tack another 15 on for a personal foul roughing the passer.
So it's going to be 1st and 10. Ball's going to be marked at the 30, 20,
Us?
29-yard line, 28-yard line, looks like.
Reese Puffer looking to hopefully close up that
Half the distance to the goal. Rockets have it. First
running
down.
clock.
Ball's going to be marked down at the 15, 14-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10. Even if the Rockets do score, we'll still be in the running clock situation, which is still a wonderful thing. Boy, you know, Steve, you were talking about the eeriness of this. You look over there, and Puffer's just got a beautiful situation here. There's just no fans here. It just seems so weird. No band, no fans.
It is.
Not hearing that band.
And I was just
No.
thinking that a second ago, right before you said that. I was looking across the way at the Rocket. It's just a different atmosphere.
It is.
Although, you know, but where we're standing, the Mona Shores fans are kind of vocal, so you get a little bit of the crowd.
No,
but it's
exactly,
just,
right.
But it's just different.
You know, it just the numbers are greatly decreased. You enjoying yourself, buddy?
Loving it. Thanks.
Good. Oh, God.
This is,
No. It's going to be a fun season, and we
It is
hope
going
it's
to be a fun season.
a long playoff run here. And so it brings up 1st and 15. Ball's at the 19-yard line. Split back formation. Val having to run out. A lot of second stringers going to dump it off inside there, but nice coverage.
Looks like he
There's
might
a
have
couple flags coming out there late in the
getting chippy out there now.
Well, yeah, and you got a lot of second-tier kids in there right now, and I don't understand why there would be the chippiness.
It depends on where it's coming from. If you're down 48-0, it could
Right,
be coming
yeah.
from Reese Puffer.
Yeah, right.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct against Mona Shores, personal foul.
Second one
And
now
I
in a
think
row.
Reese Puffer still has quite a few of their number ones in.
Yeah.
Do you think that these personal fouls, I mean, obviously we don't know for sure, but some of these could be Reese Puffer doing something and then us retaliating, and then, you know, that second person is the one that always gets seen. You know,
It's
that's
always a second.
always
guy
a second one that gets tagged.
Exactly.
My guess is, knowing these two schools, there's a lot of
Jawing
let's just
back
call
and
it
forth.
smack talk
Yeah.
going on, and that turns into the dumb penalties.
Oh, yes.
Isn't it weird seeing the guys go all the way down the 10-yard line now, though?
Yes,
Look at that.
yes.
Supposedly to spread everybody out, right? Vile back to pass, a little swing out there to the back. Oh, nice stick. Nice job by the Sailor secondary right
That
there.
was a great tackle.
Well, it's going to be short by about a yard, it
22
looks
or
like.
23, I think, on the tackle.
I think it was Jalen Vinton,
Yeah.
sophomore.
The Sailors brings up
Nice to see him getting some action.
Yeah.
Fourth down here, Nick.
Fourth down, 140 and counting here in the third quarter. 48-0 Sailors on the top of the pile.
Well, this would be a huge stop if we could. Or it'd be a huge momentum shift for the Rockets. Out of the I, offset I now, it's the traditional I. I slot right, split left. Offset now with the fullback. You're going to see probably the dive.
And it's going to be a delay of game.
It's going to be a delay of game now.
Wow, that is a costly
a
delay of game.
You know, and I think, here's an example of a young quarterback, because when the back judge gets to the 5-second mark, meaning there's 5 seconds left before the ball is to be snapped, he starts waving his, starts counting with his hand, and that's just one of those things as a quarterback. You know they're doing that, but with the experience in the first game, you're not.
You forget about it.
Yeah,
you're not even worried about that. He's back to right, Steve. That's a great point. Trip to the right, split, twinge to the left, passing situation, Vile back to pass, going across the middle, and it's incomplete. The Sailors have held. The Sailors, again, they held with the things of the penalty as well.
Yes.
Because you had to change the play. You had to go into the end zone.
Wow.
What a nice stop, though. The goose egg still is on the board, buddy.
And here you get an opportunity. This is one of those deep in your own end drives that we'd like to see the Sailors put together. Obviously we have those breakaway plays. You've seen Brady Rose put those 15, 20, 25-yard runs. It'd be nice to see some of the it'd be nice to see us put a good drive in here.
Yeah. Mark Konechny with the trap. Fullback trap. The spin trap. Gains about a yard. Brings up a second down and 9. We're down to 4 seconds for him. What a third quarter this was.
And as long as the first half was, the third quarter was just as short.
Oh, that running clock is just...
So the end of the third, going into the fourth, 12 minutes left in this game, 48-0. Your Sailors are up. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Want to welcome everyone back. Kim and Codis up in the bird's nest. Joey down on the field. To my right, Johnny down on the field. To my right, Joe Canugan. To the left, a new member of the family, Steve DeLong. Who's that? Is that
Kewan Farnham?
Farnham carrying the ball. The sophomore's getting some action here. What grade is Johnny in now?
He's a senior. This is going to be.
He's going to be graduating.
Yeah.
But we got to record some people here.
We're working on it. We are working on it.
Mr. Dosky better come through for us. We're going to have to talk to him because he does just a great job as a teacher. We'd love to have him with us. Twins to the top, twins to the bottom. Veer formation, Konechny back. Nice little pass out there, and he's down. Got to learn to catch it and stay on his feet.
And I think those are the types of passes that Coach Koziak's going to break Mark in with.
Yep.
And it doesn't give the illusion of running up the score, but you're getting Mark some work as well.
Right, exactly. Well, tomorrow is Saturday. Some college football will be on, but a week from today, gentlemen, we will be downtown Muskegon.
Yes. We'll be at the Big Red's brand new stadium.
Nice fake by Konechny. Nice fake on that pitch and keep. We're going to be downtown Muskegon. The revamped Hackley Stadium. God, how exciting is that going to be for all of us? Steve, you played at the old Hackley Stadium.
I did. I think it was and probably is still the best place to play in the state.
I agree. And you played at Hackley?
Because of the nostalgia, yes. I played there as well.
And now the turf, they redid the stadium. It's going to look, I'm happy for the team at Muskegon and the community. Well deserved. Twins to the top and bottom. Little trap. Is that Johnson?
Boys, just keeping it going.
But what a great block by the line.
This is a nice drive. Mix it up with the option, the pass, the trap.
And going back to Muskegon, I mean, they have to replace 2-time State Player of the Year Cameron Martinez. It always seems like Muskegon has someone stepping in, but those are some big
serious
shoes to fill.
Right there. And Cameron's not being redshirted at Ohio State either.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, little pitch going around there. Oh, this is going to go. Splits it.
Yard or two.
Might be a flag right there. No, it keeps it in his pocket. Right draw.
C.J. Ivy, the ball carrier.
C.J. Ivy, another sophomore. Oh, yeah, he would have been on my team. Yeah.
Hello, Mom. My mom is on here, so I just wanted to give her a shout out.
Some things just stay the same, don't
Yes, they do, Mom. My wife is on there as well.
Well, would we expect anything
No,
less out of
absolutely
the
not.
family? Hi, Mom. How you doing? Hi, wife. Good to see you. Glad that you're listening with us.
Steve, you've got probably at least 25, 30, 40 people out there that are on here just for you, aren't they?
I doubt that.
I don't know about that.
But I did get a number of texts wishing me good luck, so that was nice.
Look at this. This is just a clinic right here. Konechny's just doing a great job executing the Veer offense right here.
And that's what you want out of your backup quarterback. This is your future. This is your next year. You want these reps, these snaps, this execution.
This would be nice to have Mark go 80 yards all the way downfield.
Yep.
Mix up pass, run, option, the whole 9 yards.
And the thing about being a second-string quarterback is you're only one play away from going
right.
in.
You got it.
And so
and we know that all too well from Howell, my
yes,
friend,
yes.
in the semifinals against Farmington Hills Harrison.
Yep.
Look at that, how he's following his blockers right there.
What a great run.
Okay, this is nice. Put his right hand, balls into the outside hand, right hand's on the back of the lineman, and he's just following it downfield. I mean, that's a highlight film right there.
Well, we're watching the Lake Michigan Insurance Incident Replay on the tape that we're playing right now, and that is absolutely a clinic on how you follow a blocker around the side.
It's picturesque technique at its best right there. And these are backups. These are backups doing this stuff right here. Not first stringers in there right now. This is a future that you're seeing at Mona Stores. Here comes that. Look at that. God, there's 10, 15 yards right there. A little spin. I mean, this is just poetry in motion. God, could I get any more colorful with
the depth?
Yeah, I don't really know what to say after that.
No, I know. I'm speechless.
I mean,
it's poetry.
I was speechless after that, and I was speechless after Joe's hummingbird.
Yeah, thanks to my son, the Pegasus.
I don't remember a hummingbird and something, but I don't know.
What was
a hummingbird in Clydesdale?
The hummingbird.
Now I'll remember that.
Yeah, the hummingbird and Clydesdale. Would it be like a Hummusdale? A Hummingdale? Oh, there you go. There goes right
climbing
there.
bird?
Touchdown.
A Clydesburg.
Motor Shores! The Sailors have scored the 8th touchdown of the day.
We'll take a look at that on the replay here. I keep saying that. You out there in audio land are probably just absolutely hating the fact that we are able to watch these,
and you can.
And they can't. So we're recording this, and we're going to be replaying this back as soon as we get the opportunity to.
So, what's the time frame from game ending to them watching?
It depends on how much editing I need to do.
Oh, okay.
It should be pretty good, and I have to upload it. But
now, by editing, what do you mean by editing? What would you edit?
So, and it's kind of hard to explain.
The kick is up. It is good.
McAvoy on the hold and DeKuyper on the kick.
I'll tell you about it when we get back from this break. Do you want to take us out into this next break?
Do I want to?
Yeah, take us
yes,
out.
I will. With 6 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter, your Sailors are up double nickels to 0.
Looking to buy or sell? Look no further than our broadcast booth sponsor, John Vanderbilt of Nexus Realty. Give a call at 231-759-3634 or go see them at 880 West Broadway Avenue in Muskegon. Nexus Realty, team-based real estate professionals.
Today I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we're going to shut Nick's Nick's microphone off. Todd Conrad is coming down. He's going to be going out onto the field.
Todd's going to be going out, and glad to be coaching with Todd. We're down. You know what? The clock is still running here.
Yeah.
I forgot it doesn't stop here.
That's right.
So, okay, this is what we haven't seen right here. So we got a player. Maybe it's a sub coming in, not sure where to go.
I think it is. I think it's one.
Yeah, this poor kid is just running everywhere. Okay, here, there. Where do you want him? You got to be on the line because they don't have 5 guys on the line.
No,
So
they don't.
No, so everybody don't throw a flag. Just let it go.
I think they are.
Yes, they are. I think at this point right here, it's just a mute point. So the clock is running 4:13. Remember, so
let me explain how we're going to do this playback. So right now, we have our broadcast that you guys are able to listen to right now. On the kind of the backside of the software, I'm taking the feed from both of our cameras at regular intervals, good shots here and there. And I am recording that. Now it's a little bit difficult. This is the first time I've tried this, so it might not be the exact best technique, but nevertheless we are able to grab this and hopefully put it in an uploaded format for you to be able to watch again here very quickly after the game. So
that's awesome.
Okay. So do you do all the editing at home then?
I do. I'll go home and I will look this over. There's the editing that I need to do. I need to add in some where the commercials are that you'd normally see, that you guys see on the audio side. We end up editing into the replay, the rebroadcast, because it's not on that side of the.
Hey, Steve, isn't it a penalty that so 77 comes running in really late while the play is going on? You can't really do that.
Well, defensively, if they're short, then
I guess you can, but.
For second down.
Yep, second down and 3. Ball's at the 43. Double nickels to 0 here. As we way down, so the conference. I tried to allude to it, and other things happen, but the conference has been realigned, fellas. And Steve, I think I gave you some documentation that you weren't able to produce at home that I wanted to share with everyone. So I believe I gave it to you for you to verbalize with me, because I really wanted Steve to look at that. Well, you probably filed it in the circular. Well, I gave you some stuff here that was
unfortunately, everything you gave me, I printed off myself.
Oh. Yeah, but I don't believe
this is gonna be a great season.
It's gonna be a great. Yeah. Steve just filed it already. Yeah, he doesn't really care because he doesn't want to give me.
There's 2 minutes left in the game. I'll look at it for the next week.
The conference, but I memorized it. So the conference has been realigned. We're no longer the black. The black is now the defunct. It goes to the green. Do you know who the new teams are in the green?
I do.
Go ahead. Let's see. This is a test.
Wyoming.
Yes.
Zeeland West.
Yes.
Zeeland East.
Yes.
Holland.
Are
you asking for all the teams?
Yep.
Union.
Muskegon. Union. Mona Shores.
Reese Puffer. Fruitport
is not. No, miss flying colors. Stevie gets flying colors. Great job, buddy. Yeah. So it's been realigned. I was surprised to see some of the teams that had changed turns, like Jenison jumps back into the red. They are by far the smallest team in.
Great catch.
It was a very beautiful catch.
They're the smallest team, and by 1,000. Most of the red schools are 2,000 and up. Caledonia being the next. So I was surprised to see them go. I was also surprised to see Kanawha jump into, but they were one of the smaller. So, it's going to be interesting. I think the conference is a lot tougher, though.
So Mona Shores is going to try to hold. It's 55-0.
Oh, yeah, going to hold them here.
Hold without letting a score go in.
Yep. Underneath center. Vile dropping back. Getting a little heat. He's going to roll out. Looking downfield. He's going to see somebody. In and out of the hands. Okay, we're down to 35 seconds. Sailors holding on to double nickels here.
Puffer's on what, the 14-yard line?
And they're not moving fast, which means that they're not really going to try to squeeze as many plays in as possible.
No, and there may be just time for one more.
Yep.
There is just one more. It's a big deal to have a shutout in your first game.
It's huge. Absolutely. Absolutely.
This hard.
While going back, there's going to be a little fade and no flags. Incomplete. That should be the game.
55-0 to open the season.
55-0. The Sailors open up in defense of their Division II state champion crown. It's probably the biggest score Cincinnati's been at Mona Shores at least to, I think
biggest
I'd have to go by
win margin. Yep.
Yeah. The biggest margin of victory for sure.
I'd like to give a big thank you to Adam.
And last year they were on the other end of it when Muskegon came to Mona Shores 53-0. I mean, that was just, and it might have been an eye-opener for Mona Shores as well, because Muskegon said that was probably the best overall game that they had played. Sailors walking out here at the 50. Again, they can't touch everybody. They're just going to acknowledge, signaling, practicing social. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you guys. So in last night's game, I'm talking to the officials, everything that's going on. And another change is the ball. So the ball carrier has to bring the ball back. Sailors have, Coach Koziak and his staff have got to be elated with this outcome tonight. Probably the first time in a few years that the Sailors have really dominated the game. On the other side, Coach Berg has got to be somewhat dejected, I would think.
I think so. I think he was, as any coach would be, excited to see what tonight was going to hold. You're playing against defending state champion, your rival, and I don't know if it's so much that they came out flat as it was that Mona Shores came out flying.
Well, and the other thing is, too, you have high hopes because your recruiting is up. I understand that Reeths Puffer's recruiting is up in all levels because of the influence that Bird has been able to put on this program. And you hope that that's going to translate into, a great opener. And this was not a great opener. But there is an absolute ton of positive things for the Reeths Puffer Rockets as far as their program goes. The numbers that they have a lot of talent. They just need to put it together and put it to design. Really, that's what they need to do.
Yeah, and they have talent. They don't have the. So it takes a while. It's going to take Coach Bert a while to develop.
It will, and he certainly has a successful track record coming from Grand Ledge. And it's going to, when we spoke to him yesterday, we talked about the community buying into what he was trying to do with the program. I know he's happy with the community support, but it just takes time to have all those pieces come together, as we well know at Mona Shores. And and he's in a tough conference. I mean, are you kidding me? Opening up against the defending state champion. You have Muskegon on your schedule. It's going to take some work, but he's a good coach, a good guy, and I'm sure that eventually things will be brighter.
Joe?
He's got the program excited, and it's obvious that Coach Koziak also has his program excited, the way that they came out firing on every cylinder and probably borrowed a few from somewhere else. They came out with the intent of making sure that people remember that they're the Division II state champions, and I think they showed that tonight. Next week is going to be an incredible challenge. This was a great opener. This was a great knock that dust off, get some rhythm down with the rest of the players, be successful. Now they're going to have to put the work in over the next week to go up against the powerhouse Muskegon Big Reds.
Yeah, and I agree with both of you guys that it was an impressive victory. Not only was it victory, but everybody got some playing time. Everybody, and the kids that are scout team players that may not see the field in a couple of games got to see the field as a defending state champion. I watched a video over the summer with Nick Saban and Bill Belichick. When you climb to the top of the mountain, you become the mountain. Mona Shores is the mountain right now in D2. They are the best team in the state of Michigan in Division II. Now, until somebody beats them off of that mountaintop, it's their mountaintop.
It's important to remember that everybody now is gunning for
everybody's gunning for it. And not only, but at all levels, at freshman level, at JV, And that, you're playing, every coach is going to say, you're playing the defending two state champion. You're going to get the best game out of everybody. With that said, let's look now, project to next week at Muskegon. It's going to be tough. We haven't beaten Muskegon now since 2015. It's been 4 years. We haven't won a title, a conference title.
And that year, we ended up losing in the first
round of the playoffs, right?
Because we played against them again.
Right, exactly. At home in front of 11,000 people.
That's right. Yep.
So, Steve, let's project. You played the game. You played against Big Red. I was a Big Red. I know what it's like. What do you see? What do we have to do? Execute like we did tonight, I would think, number one.
And it certainly won't be as easy up front as it was.
Oh, no, absolutely. They got speed galore.
Yeah, they do. And so I still say Mona Shores is going to have to stick to what Mona Shores does, what they know how to do. And what happens is going to happen. But I don't think, and when I say think, I really say I know, Mona Shores will not walk into Muskegon Stadium intimidated. Now, what happens in the outcome, I don't know, but that whole fear factor of Muskegon is over now, and I think that there will be a new excitement. You're going into the new stadium, the AstroTurf. Even though there's not going to be a regular crowd there, there's going to be some excitement, and there's going to be some hooting and hollering down on the field by the players, and it's going to be as fun of an atmosphere as it can be in COVID.
And that might be really exciting for us because you take the fan experience out of it. It turns into, it's mano a mano, it's man on man, team against team. There'll be maybe 200 people at the most, okay? 200 people. That's a fraction of what Hackley Stadium holds.
Not even a fraction.
Yeah, but how exciting is it going to be to watch a game of that magnitude where you brought it up, they're going to be screaming back and forth. They're going to be hearing things. There's going to be some trash talking out there, that. And that's going to be fun.
Honestly, I can't wait to hear pads hitting next week.
Oh, I know
the hits that are going to take place next week, you're going to be able to feel from the press.
Well, not only that, because there's no track. Right. You're right on the field at Hackley. And Hackley, the press box, we're a mile high. You look down right on that. We're not this far away from it.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be a ball.
You look at it in the realm, they talk about it, you listen to the sports broadcast, and are they pretenders or are they contenders?
Yeah.
And right now it's still too early to tell whether or not they have solidified themselves as a true contender. I think they are. I don't think they've lost a step. I think with the weapons that they were able to replace with the JV team coming up, I think that Shores has the potential of being just as good, if not better, than what they were last year. But every other team goes through that same, systematic change. Yeah. And we're going to have to see. That first big test is going to be next week.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see it on turf. It's going to be a great game.
It's going to be great weather. It's going to be a great week next week. So for Johnny, for Kim and up in the
Eagle's Nest,
up in the Eagle Nest, for our new member of the family, Steve Long, great job. It's going to be fun. We're glad that you're with us. I'm glad that you reached out to us. For my dear friend Joe Kanukin, the visionary that you and Kim and are, I'm Nick Davros. We want to thank everybody for joining in. Let us know what you thought, comments, concerns, questions. Hey, we want to give you the best product we can. So from the family here at Rocket Stadium, we will see you next Friday at Hackley Stadium. Well, it will be the #1 game in the state of Michigan already. It's going to be the D2 state champions against the Division III runner-up. It'll be a battle of the two teams are ranked in the top 10 in the whole state of Michigan. So everyone, have a great weekend. Have a good night. We are signing off. We will see you next Friday from Hackley Stadium.
This is Sailor Nation Sports Network. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.